Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. I'm MK, I'll be one of your casters for this evening. Vanille's going to be again camera womaning for the game. How you doing, Vanille?
Hello! I'm good, how about you?
Can't complain. Getting excited for this next match coming up. We are going to have an actual home and away game, so we're going to watch a match between Busting Out My Controller versus Team Defy, and Team Defy is going to play on the away server and as survivors first. So it should be a good match coming up. And it's also going to be played again on the first campaign of the tournament, Haunted Forest 1 through 4. So we should see a pretty exciting game coming up here. We do have the tank set usually for map 1 and 2, always before 40% for map 2, 35% for map 1, so the tank is already set for that. So looking forward to seeing how both teams are going to take them. And excited about this match that's about to come up. Where we may have also another caster, Amethyst, may be showing up, so he may also be coming in to join us either momentarily or in the near future. So as soon as everybody gets readied up, we'll definitely get this match along the way. And also, just as before, if anybody is new to the competitive Left 4 Dead scene or has been playing for a while, I recommend checking out on Vanille's channel the history of competitive Left 4 Dead 2. It's kind of cool. You check it out from all the configs where it originally was to where it is now. Pretty cool thing to check out. But we do have a survivor leaving, maybe just connection issue. So as soon as everybody gets in here, we'll get this match along the way. And also to all the people who are all watching the cast, to all the versus players, the survival players, the campaign players, whatever it is, could all relate to an issue at some point where they've played this game, whether you're fighting a tank, trying to put the last gas can into the scavenge round, or even if it's versus survival for just doing anything, has it had a time where one common infected can ruin everything, and everybody knows exactly what this is like. But actually, we're actually seeing the game going live right away, so we're actually going to see Team Defy go first as survivor. The opening attack, that could just close for some reason, is going to be a spitter charger, jockey, and a smoker for the opening attack. And we already got a pause, so this will be the earliest pause of the tournament that I've seen so far. Oh, just some demos going out, so we're getting ready up here. Again, opening attack's going to be a smoker, jockey, charger, and a spitter. It's like some SI is actually pretty far ahead. Actually, they're on the other side of the tunnel already, just waiting there. It is a pretty good attack for there, but that's a little long to hold for an attack if you ask me, but it could work. So survivors are just going to take this cautiously. Just about 20% through the map already without an SI attack. Charger's actually going to spawn up in the front, try to go first. Charge lands, gets cleared right away. All the SI seem to hit Coach with the spit. Oh, and there was a crash, unfortunately. But 20 damage does go out the board. Not too bad. Most of it goes on to Coach, and just a little bit on to Ellis. And it also looks like Nick took 2 damage. Rochelle's the only one at 100 HP at the moment. Good old custom campaigns always have the possibility of crashing. And actually, I did play with Speaking Name quite often, and I noticed that he would crash on custom maps occasionally. So hopefully it'll only be a one-time thing for him. All right, we are seeing a ready up by the infected team. Yep, both teams are readying up. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Y'all ready?
Oh, and another pause. I don't think their fourth teammate fully loaded up. There we go. All right, we're going to see the third ready up. The third pause just is now over. Ellis is not moving, actually. And decides just to run through the spit and take a little bit of damage. As survivors are making it out towards the van. Spawns are just going to come up. Still about another 7% to the tank. Hunter's going to spawn up on top of the mountain there. Boomer and a Charger is going to be the other two spawns following a Jockey. As the tank's about to be up any second. Let's see if they try to get an attack or save it for the tank spawn itself. As survivors elect to go through the tunnel. Actually, it caught the infected off guard. They're not ready for that. As they're scrambling for spawns, and the tank is going to spawn up. Boomer's going to try to boom from the side. Does not land and gets cleared. Hunter gets skeeted. As the Charger just elects to hold itself. Tank's going to try to go and get the car into a better position. Charger goes in, not able to get anything, is just pretty much shut down. The car does fall on the wrong side. He might have to... Nobody decides to try to hit it up again. He is about 50% control on his first pass. He's abandoning the car. As he's almost gone with his first control. Tank support's going to be a Boomer, Smoker, and a Jockey. Boomer's actually going to try to go in, not land anything. So he's going to have a Hunter with the Tri-Cap as the third spawn. Is able to get the car in, but he's about 40% second pass. Taking a risk throwing a rock here. 20%. This will be the commit. He's going to bring his car in. It's not in a bad position to see what he hits it here. He misses it, actually. Takes about 1k chip before going in. Smoker's trying to spawn to get a pull. Pulls a guy off the van, cleared immediately. Tank about down 1500 HP, still focusing the hittable. Survivors backing up the mountain. Smoker gets cleared. Hunter pouncing around, does land, cleared right away. Tank is going in with only the Jockey. Jockey does land. Rock thrown by the tank, does miss. He is alone right. Oh, it's actually AI. Oh, it's AI tank. And that will be the tank in the hands of busting out my controller. Not really able to get anything. Some of the SI landed for a little damage, but for the most part, they're not going to be very happy with that. And actually, welcome Amethyst. Uh-oh. I can't hear him.
Hello?
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Sorry about the late appearance. One of my best friends, Vanilla, told me the wrong time to be here. Some friend she is, but now that I'm here, ready to go, Haunted Forest, and can you give me a rundown of both of these teams real quick, MK? Like, cause I just got here. I know literally literally nothing at the very moment.
Yeah, sure, no problem. The attackers did about 6 damage off the bonus there, but we do have team busting out our controller versus Team Defy on a home and away server, and this is going to be Team Defy's away game. And on Team Busting Out My Controller, it's Liquid Sniper, Kracher, Eve, and Speaking Name. And on Team Defy, it's going to be, if I pronounce these wrong, I feel bad, but Solitude, I'll just say Deck, Sama, and RNG.
All right, yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm not very good at pronunciations, but I'll do my best. But that's going to be the SI attack shut down. A little bit more came off the health bonus, as the bonus is down to 68%. Still have all their sets of pills and full damage bonus. On the away server Amethyst, they have to be happy with this right now.
Yeah, I would say that this isn't so bad for them so far, especially on a map like Haunted Forest, where depending on whether or not you actually decide to practice the map as a team can definitely a little more difficult to acquire damage and, of course, avoid damage.
Yeah, exactly. But they are going to have a 2-2 setup, not mostly ideal for here. Looks like they're going to attack before the ladder. It's a Spitter, Boomer, Hunter, and a Smoker. Spawns are actually going up. Hunters and Spitter pre-spawn. Hunter actually just taking a little bit of chip. Smoker's going to go in as well. Gets a pull onto Ellis. Is shut down. Hunter is skated. The 3-boom goes out of the back and a free spit for just minimal damage. Not much there.
All right, so give me a rundown on how we got here, MK, because because Defy is going first right now. Busting Out Our Controller is not gone yet. So obviously the tank probably didn't do much of their job, unfortunately. How do they have this much bonus still?
Well, unfortunately, the tank went AI, and they were actually the quad attempt is coming in. The charge lands, does get cleared right away. The Hunter lands in the front, also cleared. The jockey is shut down, and so is the Smoker. So that's going to be the last attack for their infected round, and actually that's a pretty good bonus for the away server, sitting at a 781 at this current moment. And that's going to be a good score for the away server, and they're going to come out with a 1280 for their first round, which is very good. Got to be happy with that. At least I would on an away server.
So you said the tank, unfortunately, went on Bust's team.
Yeah, they originally went for the hittable. It did not agree with them, and I think he focused on it too much, and he committed at literally 15% rage. And 2 of his SI went in and didn't land anything, leaving him only with a jockey. And unfortunately, when he went around the van to hit it, the hittable, he had no view of the survivors, and that last 10% went down real fast. And caused a no-hitter, unfortunately. And actually, we're going to have a quick ready up here, which is pretty nice on the home and away server. I cannot spectate what's going on here.
Reloading.
There you go, I had to get spec cut. I didn't have it up for the end of Defy's round. Hit is going to be going in. Smoker dies right away. That charger does not run over anyone. Gets ran over, actually. Jockey didn't even go in. Yeah, pretty much of a non-factor hit right there. In fact, so non-factor, nobody landed.
Yeah, no damage. Just a late jockey spawning in the back which has M2 and shut down. But the other side did not attack until right here. They elected to hold their spawn, so at least they did go in, but no damage was taken by the survivors there. They do have the next attack coming up, which I believe is going to be a 3-1 with the Boomer. Maybe a 2-2. Hunter is pouncing around, getting up top.
Yeah.
Final spawn's going to be a charger.
Looks like they're all going to probably come from up top here. This Boomer looks like it's going to rocket spawn, but is now rethinking things. Smoker's going to go in the back. That's really good cover by the Hunter, actually. And this charger is going to get a lot of punches in. And the Boomer lands a 3-boom. That charger doesn't last for too long, but that is going to be enough of a distraction in order to get a 3-boom, and that's going to slow them down even more. And honestly, they've almost taken more damage than Defy did the entire round.
Yeah, exactly, and that 3-boom is even going to stumble them a little bit more, not being able to run back as fast as they did, which is pretty irrelevant, but as we're going to see standard tank play, he's going to try to get that car in a better position to push the survivors, so we'll see what he chooses to do here, as actually it looks like he's just going to elect not to go with it.
A lot of work can be done here as a tank, even without a hittable. I think a lot of times, especially in created maps when tanks really don't know the area, people do tend to get hittable blind. This is not a bad tank rock location. Even if you're not standing at a taller point above the survivors like the tank is right now, there's a lot of trees. I've seen tanks last for hours just because people really don't know how to play against a rock tank on this map. So if Solitude is able to play this tank out right, this tank could last for 2 days.
Exactly.
Oh, that boomer! Oh, that boom was so close. So was that rock. Excuse me, didn't mean to interrupt you, but that boomer was able to hit that bunny hop off the second level. Almost actually landed on the survivors. That was a good clear.
Yeah, that was a pretty sick pop as well as a bunny hop, but it would have been devastating if it landed. But he's already down to 50%, second pass and dropping, so he's probably going to have to commit here. And this is going to be the commit with the tank. His spawns are going to be a jockey, boomer, and a charger. Jockey actually spawns behind, making a little noise. Does take two guns off the tank. The jockey does land. The tank takes the jock guy.
Oh, the charge double!
Oh my gosh, there's so much damage going out right now.
Nice double punch.
Another double punch. He gets another punch. It's going to be an in-cap under Rochelle, and he escapes with still 50% of his health, Amethyst.
Tried to get that rock. Not able to land its second pass. You are absolutely right, though. The key point of this tank so far is that it still has most of his health. What this tank can do now is just peek. Actually, it's not going to peek at all. It tried to go for a cheeky punch right there. Hit is going to support him. He is not going to drag this tank out any longer than he needs to. Solitude is going right in. Crasher is going to get slapped across the map by this tank. Tank gets out once again, and only 2 out of the 4 survivors left up right now. Speaking Name and Liquid Sniper trying to do their best to recover, but this tank still has about 1/4 of its health.
He has a lot of health. He does a good job on getting in and getting out when he needs to. That survivor's still been in cap since the first. There's almost 50% of his health in cap. He's just going to throw rocks from above. The Charger's actually going to spawn from behind, delay the pickup. They're not picking up any survivor. The Hunter's going to come up as well. This is going to be another tank commit. Boom comes out from the front. Oh, charge!
Oh, man.
Sick charge! He gets a 2 boom, 1 on the down survivor. Another double punch again. This might be the wipe. Yes, I think it's going to be. Yep. That is going to be the wipe. Team busting out my controller is going to wipe out, only getting 136 on their home server. That's unfortunate for them.
The synchronization there on that charger and the tank going in at the very end, super impressive job not to get tangled up in each other's attack. Did everything they needed to do. The tank committed with his hit and didn't go a little too early, a little too late. Everything went perfect there, and it was the complete opposite of Controller's tank, unfortunately, that didn't even really exist.
No, unfortunately, when the tank goes AI, you're leaving it at the hands of RNG, and you never want to do that in a Left 4 Dead game. I can tell you that.
Yeah, especially on a created map. I would. The tank probably has no idea what is like. I have to imagine that like some sort of mapping is programmed into their AI, but on a creative map where like they have absolutely no real mapping like created and no idea where like the ladders are, and I can't imagine that's what you want instead of a human player.
Actually, they're going to choose to attack early here with a 2-2. Wow, that's actually not bad damage. Unfortunately, the stumble did clear the pole guy, but it's a lot of damage going out for a 2-2. Just about 53 damage done already to one of the survivors. Got to be happy with that with a 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if popping that boomer there did less or more damage, but either way, Solitude sitting at about half health. Not a bad hit considering you're down by 1k this far.
And they did get a good sack order, as they will get a tri-cap with the boomer minus the smoker for this hit, which shouldn't be that bad. And it looks like the SI are going to elect to hit probably at the bottom of the stairs is where they're at. Oh, actually, they did not set the tank. The tank's supposed to be set at 40%. They did not do that, so it's 54. So unless they change it, or if they just let it go, we're probably going to see an AI tank. As the SI support's going to go in. Actually, a 2 charge goes in. Hunter was cleared early. This is not bad damage. Jock goes out onto Ellis. Ellis has taken almost all the damage. But, oh, he's all the way down to 27 health already. Still going to hold on to the pills, though. Elects not to pop them. That was a good attack by the infected team. Exactly what they need.
Yeah, more damage onto Ellis. Usually for that hit right there, any sort of like staircase area like that, you'd like a spitter, but being able to get that double charge in sort of it helped the fact that they didn't have a spitter there and allowed them to do even more damage onto Ellis and a little onto Rochelle.
Exactly, but it looks like the attack might come in here. There's a pull going out onto Ellis, cleared right away. Hunter goes for a DP, but does miss and eventually gets shut down. Charger misses and is killed, and a little pull goes out for a few more ticks, and the spit unfortunately didn't have anything to land on, so minimal damage. Just about 3% off the health bonus. Still at 69% bonus with 100% damage bonus and 1 set of pills popped.
Yeah, Ellis being the one taking the brunt of the damage right now also has the highest ping on Team Defy. So probably a big contrast to last round, not having the greatest of times here at Chapter 2.
Exactly, and we are going to have a tank spawn in the Hand of Speaking's name with a triple boom that goes out. Charger and Jockey spawns are up. Charger just spawns, charges from a mile away, misses. The Jockey lands for a bit of damage. Ellis is slow again, needs to pop another set of pills, so now they're down to 2. And while the tank is maneuvering his hittable in.
That was a pretty good clear onto Ellis, by the way, because with everybody being blinded right there by that boom on high ping, and trying to fight a Jockey around the Horde, that can be a lot of trouble sometimes, but they were able to solve that problem pretty quickly.
Yes, they did. As the Smoker actually went in and got clear, the hittable just went way out of the way. He does miss the first punch, punches too early. He's going after Ellis, does get 1 punch, at half health already, misses the second punch. A 1 boom is out in the front. Hunter's pouncing around, does get skeeted. Tank misses a rock. Looks like he's going to elect to get out with about 2k health. A little bit less, actually.
Yeah, this is sort of a tough tank fighting spot. Very, very big open area for the survivors here. Unless one capper is able to get somebody in a position for a really good hittable, this tank usually going to end up pretty rough. Charger is able to land on Ellis there. Once again, Ellis just taking a complete beating Chapter 2, and a lot of his teammates looking pretty good with almost all of their health. Mainly right now, the tank is just trying to get a little more chip damage in for maybe 1 or 2 more rocks. He is first pass, so he can afford to just play a little hidden if he wants to, but he is just going to opt to go in right there before the survivors make any of the moves go back or forward. And yeah, Speaking Names tank just did, honestly, more damage to Ellis than anything else.
Yeah, Ellis has been eating it all. He's been proving he has a bad drug habit by taking 3 sets of the pills. Well, we do have a Hunter going in for a wall kick. It does miss, but he lands at the second. The spit goes out on it for a few ticks onto Coach, which means another survivor besides Ellis is finally taking damage, which is exactly what the SI team wants to start doing. That health bonus is still sitting pretty high.
Yeah, Defy is approaching a pretty big choke for Hunt Force. This is like this tunnel area can be pretty awful when it comes to taking a spit in here, or even just a hit in general. This area can be pretty dangerous with its tight corridors. So let's see how they decide to cover that.
It actually looks like they're going to push forward instead of wait out the event. They are going to get a pounce forward. A charge comes in. They caught it! They landed it! That is so big right there! See, that's what I mean. They could have taken that and just waited out the Horde due to how healthy they were, but they elected just to push forward, and that's exactly what Team Busting Out My Controller needed. A sick quad.
Wow, that turned around fast. I mean, Defy was just running through the first 2 chapters. It seemed like Controller or Buster, whatever you want to call him, didn't have any sort of team chemistry. They had no way of stopping Defy, but then all of a sudden, sort of slow clearing from Defy and one good land after another, and now Controller's right back in this. If they can manage to make the save from here, even with a little bit of bonus, we're looking at a close game again.
Exactly, but that's exactly what we like to see. Excitement and fast ready-ups. So we're immediately going to see the ready-up for Busting Out My Controller, and the opening attack is going to be a 2-2 with a Boomer Spitter, Hunter, and a Smoker, and it looks like they might go early as well? I'm not quite sure. Yes, they are. They are. Oh, actually, the Smoker's just going to pre-spawn up the top.
I'm
confused.
A little bit. I'm surprised. I wonder if the Smoker's going to drop down off the ladder once this... Oh, no, he's going to smoke first.
Everybody up the ladder.
This Hunter's going to get skeeted by Eve. Spit going to land. I don't like that hit there by Defy. simply because most people hit up top, and deciding to go down there is sort of like a sneaky play that catches your opponent off guard. But since Controller did it during their infected round, you kind of expect the other Survivor team to be ready for that, and they were.
Yeah, and actually, if you want to hit on the bottom, I think it's best to come from behind and let them think they're going to go up. But so, as you said, it was kind of they expected coming as they did it as well, so it's kind of obvious. But the survivors are slowing down a little bit as there was a lot of common there. They don't want to take this attack with any common coming, as they know it is a quad attempt. As the smoker is spawned up ahead.
I'm actually wondering what this smoker is going to do right here.
Yeah, me too, because he spawned from last attack, so he had no choice but to go forward. It's going to be difficult.
A whole lot of health.
Yeah, he is chipped, and it's going to be difficult to land this.
This is a quad, though. So I don't know if they're going to wait for them to go outside. They sort of need this. They must be. That must be what they're doing. Smoker's probably going to drop from the back. They're separated a little bit. Charger is going to go in, but he's sort of stuck. Rochelle is going to get hunted, though. Someone is going to get charged in the back. The jockey is going to land.
That was close, Amethyst. That was actually pretty close.
I did not think that would end up that close, but yeah, that almost landed a quad. The 3 secure for a while is going to knock down Speak Name and Sniper's health just a bit. Yeah, that surprised me. Did not expect that to go that well.
No, and the attack did about 10% bonus to the health bonus. I mean, 10% damage to the health bonus, so got to be happy with that. That's good. Every attack that does 10% will eventually get him down, and pre-tank.
Boomer isn't going to land, a little too far away, but the Charger will land. Hunter trying to find a target, and he's going to target the guy who went down from the Charger. Spitter's going to run away with her tail between her legs. Or, no, she's coming back. She's taunting Nick in a, in a Western-style stare-down.
Yeah, Nick won, though.
He had a gun.
Yeah, no quad attempt, though. They did sack right, but unfortunately the tank's going to bring that car alarm in. Or the alarm car into play. As survivors just hold S and running back. Actually, it looks like they're going to go all the way back, Amethyst.
This could be a little dangerous. There's not a whole lot of great places to fight the tank back here, and they have to go back through 2 tough chokes to go back. So the tank might AI, but you're going to get a lot of damage doing it anyway. We'll see.
Exactly. It looks like the SI are letting them do it.
I think that's the wrong play. Yeah, I don't think they are... I don't think they expected this outcome at all. And so now the survivors just basically get a free run back. Meanwhile, a check-in with my friend RNG Way. On second pass, definitely this tank is going to go AI. He doesn't have a chance in the world. But he is sort of running away and letting the tank get as far away as possible, which is weird because no one's hitting. Like, that's absolutely something you could do, but no one's hitting anyway.
And no bleed. I could understand if it was bleed, so...
Yeah.
And you'll definitely be able to have their 4 spawn up, so they're going to... I believe it's going to be a spitter, though. I don't know if... No, actually, no, it's going to be a quad with the AI tank.
That's okay. I mean, my thing here is, though, I like Boomer a lot for this area. I don't think this is a great area to fight the tank, but... Yeah, maybe you don't want a Boomer because it is an AI tank.
He throws a rock right away.
And absolutely Chad rock from this tank as he starts to go in. Oh, another one! The overhead rock going down, targeting this man through the bottom of the floor. No X-ray vision needed. This tank going to throw another rock towards one of those columns. Charger is going to go in. Hunter's going to go in. Everyone's sort of piled up in the corner right now. Ellis is going to get separated, and because of that, Crasher is going to get hit with a rock. This AI tank only has about 700 health left, but he is able to knock over Ellis, and that is a down. So, on the surface, that tank doesn't look like it did much damage, but the busting out Controller's tank didn't do a lot of damage either, and Defy weren't all the way back. They could just go right away. Now, busting out Controller has to take 2 more hits. And I think that, honestly, if Defy played that a little better, they would have taken 2 more hits going back to that spot they wanted to fight the tank at. They just didn't play it very well.
No, and it does look like Defy's going to sack for a quad immediately after the tank fight. So they're going to try to do the same thing that happened to them to try to stop them from making any advancement on the lead that they have. So Survivor's just going to push forward and go as fast as they can, but they should realize that they're going to have a quad cap attempt and probably take out next area very slow and clear out all the commons. Actually, the attack's going to come in, but Jockey's so far away. Attack's coming in. Hunter's pouncing around, not able to land yet. Smoker is clear. Jockey lands, but is cleared right away. That's it. That was just a weird quad cap attempt. Damn it! Everything was so far away.
Yeah, they do have the advantage here of like making it so even if they go in with the quad cap there, they got to stop, and the person who's bleeding keeps bleeding. But yeah, I don't know if they really thought they were gonna land that quad cap more than they were just like, well, we have a hit, let's use it. Which, I mean, I guess that's fine. That's a okay way to think about it if you want to keep getting hits in. But so far, Defy has sort of been taking their time with hits more than just rushing them. So I'm surprised they used that quad where they did. Smoker going to go in, get popped right away. Hunter tries for like the 12-ish damage pounds, gets clapped, no chance. Spitter's going to spit, block their path for just a little bit. And I'm going to guess this Boomer is going to try to either Rocket Boom or Bunny Hop?
Oh, he does
pushed around by a beach ball.
Yeah. He just gets bullied though. But there should be another quad cap attempt if they elect not to. Oh, they're just gonna go. Charger goes in, gets a fist and a charge, lands, but is cleared right away. Jockey's actually, I don't know what he's doing. He's just jumping around like a fool. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Goes for a scratch and gets out.
This is very weird from Defy. They've been playing relatively patient and pretty methodically, and then they ate that quad cap, and then Bustin' Controller's team went back for this tank fight, and since then it seemed like they were all out of whack teamwork-wise.
Yeah, maybe it's that momentum shift that happens, because Left 4 Dead is a thing of momentum, and maybe it might have shifted in Bustin' Out Controller's favor, and they need to just take advantage of it as much as they can. Because Raw from here is all bonus for them to make up points that they went down in the first chapter. Because this is exactly where Team Defy got wiped at.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are going to have the advantage of not having to worry about a spitter right at the beginning of the tunnel either, or a quad. Boomer is going to go down as well. This next infected coming up, is it a, I don't know if it's a spitter or if it's a smoker. But they're going to elect to go in with 3 people. Jockey is going to land on Coach, but not for a very long time. And so one of their teammates is going to be up relatively soon. Yeah, they have a spitter. So I don't know why they didn't wait there. Yeah, I'm very confused as to why they're hitting like this.
And the spitter's just going to block. Not even trying to go for an attack. I mean, that's not a bad spit block, I guess, but if it gets picked, it is, and it does. So now they don't have a spitter at all for the next attack. Boomer's actually going to go out for the top, not able to land on anybody. Charge comes from behind, misses, and the Smoker's M2'd and killed in the front, and that might be safe room. I mean, they might have 1 or 2 staggered spawns, but they're going to make the safe room with about a 400 bonus.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lapse in judgment here with some of these infected attacks. Using quads where they do sacking certain zombies when they really don't need to. Hunter is going to land for a little bit, but not long enough for it to really matter. Ooh, that spit's going to be pretty good, though. But yeah, Bustin's team is going to be able to make safe room, and they're going to finish with about 1,000 points. So they're still 700 points behind on their home server, but this next chapter is where things get interesting, because this is the infamous 2 tanks right out of the safe room chapter. So that's going to be an extremely interesting chapter to watch from a home away perspective.
Yes, it is. I've saw some interesting tank fights on this, and I think since there's 2 tanks on this map, it's very important of what you can do with the first one. Because if you could just manage to get like 1 or 2 downs, then it pretty much guarantees that you can do it with the second one. Even though, of course, you do want to get it with the first one, but it's a very hard tank to wipe with in such an open area with minimal spawns.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those weird situations, too, where because this is a very tank-oriented or, like, very important tank map where actually the away team might have the overall advantage.
Tank spawn in with this. That spawns exactly the same time they get to the piano. If they hit it at the same time, we can actually see dual tanks spawning simultaneously.
I can't
That
I
is
can't
possible.
imagine that happening unless someone has a complete brain fart.
Because that is literally at the piano. I played this map before and we practiced it in prior tournaments, and that is exactly at the piano, 46%. So it's going to be very interesting what happens here.
That's nuts. I mean, I guess like I think
Simple
like
overlook. That
think
could
like
happen.
worst case scenario though, like you get 2 tanks, you only have to deal with 2 special infected in a wide open area. You really just sort of have to have the team coordination to be able to loop 2 tanks like Call of Duty zombie style and just run like a circle train on them and just keep shooting them. It's not impossible for me, in my opinion, for either of these teams to kill 2 tanks, but I wouldn't recommend it probably.
No, I wouldn't either. But I wonder if one of them would just do it not thinking about it, thinking it's actually the static tank spawn, and one team makes that mistake. It definitely could happen. It'll be one of the first times I've ever seen dual tanks in a competitive match, unless it was done on purpose. Like Dead Center or something like that, you know, with the scavenge finale. But
yeah, that's. I mean, this is definitely going to be one for the history books if it does happen. But I don't know. I mean, the other team. I don't really know Defy anyone on that team super well as a player. And I know some of the players on Busting a Controller's team relatively well. I don't know how well they know Haunted Forest or the percentages, so it's not impossible.
no, I'm excited to see what happens though. But the opening attack's going to be a 2-2. Jockey's actually going to go in, gets M2'd and shut down. Hunter just gets killed, almost skated, but the Spitter and Boomer not able to land on anything. And that's going to be a shutdown. I think that's 0. Oh, just 4 damage. There was 1 scratch that went out. That's it.
I mean, that hit in general is never going to be too great. If the Boomer does find a way to land, in fact, it can usually do something, but without that, it's going to be rough. Wait, did they do it?
I don't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh,
but
okay.
he was literally at the piano. I thought he was going to hit it, but he did not. It was so close.
You gasped, and I didn't know if they hit the piano or not.
I don't know if he knows the way. Oh, yep, he knows. He's going the right way. Okay. As I say, sometimes tanks, if they don't know the map, that tank will go AI.
Yeah.
And it will not find its way. It will just die.
Oh, the AI tank won't?
No, I don't think you'll find that path. If I remember correctly, it just dies out. As the tank is going to just actually elect to push in with the tri-cap minus the charger, which is probably good. He punches Survivor up top, and it's what? And the Hunter lands on it, but Survivor does jump down. I've never seen that before. Smoker is clear. Jockey in the safe room. He gets a third punch onto Alex. Yes, it is. This is going to be a lot of damage. He only has 1,000 health left, so I don't know if he's going to get any more. Gets a punch onto Coach, and that'll be it. All in all,
looked a lot better. Yeah, that tank looked a lot better, I think, on paper, just because of that wacky hit that he got onto Solitude. But
I've never seen anybody punched up there before.
I didn't even know I thought it was walled off. I didn't even know. Well, obviously it's not walled off because the infected can get up back. Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Charger's gonna elect to go in. Doesn't land though, but his spit goes out for a little bit of damage. Boomer get popped, and it looks like the Hunter's just gonna hold because they know they get a quad cap for it. Actually, no, it's gonna be another tank. And there they did hit it. Well, I think now that the infected team see that, I doubt that they would make the mistake of hitting that at the same time. But we'll have another tank up in the hands for team busting out the controller in the hands of Kreischer, a.k.a. Wax. It's gonna his support's about to come up, which is going to be a Jockey, Hunter, and the final spawn, which should be up any moment.
Kreischer just crushing some chairs right now. I'm biding his time. Might as well. Can't break down that door, man.
No.
He doesn't like it either. He's trying forcefully.
He
really angry that door will not abide by his rules. Ooh, the boomer's gonna land. Usually that boomer doesn't land unless somebody's able to bunny hop it out of that room, but boomer is going to land. Now it's just a matter of when Kreischer wants to go with it or with it at all.
Yeah, all the common are cleared out, unfortunately. That was a pretty... all the horde came right out of that room. next to the survivors. He is almost down to 30% rage, though. He's going to have to commit here, down to 25%. He has a smoker, hunter, and a jockey as a support. He's going to be the commit. He misses his first punch. He's trying to focus on Nick. Jockey is spawned up above. Hunter is in the safe room. Misses another punch. Does get a hit onto Nick. Hunter does land onto Nick. He gets another punch onto Rochelle. Another punch onto Rochelle.
Oh my God!
Again, he punches another one up top. It's unfortunate. I don't think he's going to get any more hits. Oh, he does get another one onto Nick.
This guy's going to go down. Yeah?
Yeah. Not bad at all, but another survivor goes up top.
We gotta get you.
How does that happen? I've never even seen it once. I just don't play Haunted Forest enough, honestly. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like that they can get up there. I just never really thought about it. Oh my goodness! Tank just bowled through 2 people. It's gonna land in the back. Spitter's gonna get some damage. Eva's gonna be able to find a nice boomer spot in the back. Listen, these 2 tanks are not very exciting tanks. Not a whole lot of places to spawn with special infected. Not very exciting tanks. Can't really rock tank. Can't really use the boomer all that well because the horde, it comes from one spot. But for what Bustin' a Controller was able to do, that's pretty good damage for this chapter.
Indeed it is. They do have a survivor slow and only 2 sets of pills. They're pushing forward into a quad cap attempt, which is a little difficult because this campaign chapter is noted for a lot of charge spits because of close, tight quarters. So it will be difficult to land a quad attempt inside these hallways. As it looks like they're getting ready, the hunter is going to spawn and make noise from the side there. This is going to be the attempt. The charge does not land on anything. Bull goes out. Hunter as well. Smoker is cleared and the hunter is cleared, and I just saw the jockey get deleted. Don't even know what happened to him. And that'll be the attack. Again, still with a decent bonus of 511. Pretty good for their away server.
Yeah, absolutely. And they still have 2 pills too whenever they want to pop them to be able to go fast, if that is what Sama actually wants to use it for. Either way, making it through this incredibly spooky mansion. Did you see that skull? That's scary.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go run away.
They're not running. They're sitting here to fight these zombies, MK. They're sitting here waiting for this spitter boomer jockey charger attack. Probably going to come right as they enter this hallway up here past these stairs. Pretty dangerous charge spit spot right here.
Yes, it is. And actually, the spawn's going to go. The charger does land, but it's cleared right away. But the spit, so much spit damage going out. Oh, that was so much damage. That was 200 points off the bonus. 511 to 303.
I don't know if that was a lucky spit, and he knew to spit behind whoever was in front there. But because he spit behind Ellis, and Ellis didn't run forward, instead he ran back like you normally do for that hit, he basically walked into 50 damage. So that was really, really solid for the infected side.
Yes, it was. They're not going to have a spitter for the final attack. As they try to get a pull down, but it's cleared at the last second, so the reset will not happen. One boom does go out as well. The boomer's chasing, but does get popped. The charger's the only thing left, and it's just shut down, but does get an in cap onto Ellis. But that should be a quick pickup, and they will make safe room with a pretty decent bonus of 272. Not bad at all.
Yeah, unfortunate with that spit spread and the direction that Ellis walked into it, but good job crushing hits for the most part. Any cappers, good job decimating chargers. And for away server to get over 200 bonus on this chapter, pretty good work by any stretch of the imagination. And now we're gonna probably see some people fly due to some tank long arms. So that's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, well, it's either way, it's either T-Rex arms or punch from a mile away.
Absolutely.
You never know what you're going to get. Kind of like a box of chocolates. Opening attack is going to be a 2-2 with a jockey and a hunter. The other side did do pretty good damage with it. It wasn't too bad, so let's see what they can make of it. Survivor's pushing out slow, just clearing out all the common. Hunter's up atop. Hunter's pouncing around, making noises. Will be the attack. The hunter does land, but is cleared right away. In the spit. With the jockey. That'll do a lot of damage on the Nick. So they got it. Oh. They're happy with that. That's pretty good damage for a 2-2.
I felt that boomer pop too in my guts, in my kidneys. MK,
That was far away.
It was far away. Like I could definitely. I don't know who popped that boomer, but I can definitely. No way.
See if they do the tank.
Now that they know.
Let's see if they do it.
No. Now that they know, there's no way. Because you can't even do it by accident now.
Oh, attack's actually going to go in. The pull misses. Hunter's electing to get out, but takes about 80 of his health gone, as well as the smoker. Tank's going to spawn any second. Oh, and there it goes. It actually does spawn. No double tank for us tonight. This 5 is just going to push back. It will be in the hand of Decrichum. I think it's spelled that right. I don't know. Or I pronounced that right. I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel weird calling him Deck because I know a few decks, some from like online and some that are months of the year. So I feel like that. I feel like I'd rather call him Dectrum. Decoratum.
It looks like he's just going to push in right away. Oh, nope, he just takes the first room. Still no chip done to him. Jockey and Smoker is a support. Looks like he's just going to wait for his final spawn. His first pass is about to go. And his final spawn coming up will be a Hunter. This is actually not bad support. This will be the tank commit. An early pounce goes in and a pull at the same time. Tank punches the...
This pull is not been separated yet.
Oh, it's so much damage going out. Misses one punch. He's just getting kited around right now. Jockey's jumping around like a fool, not able to land on anything. Oh, he missed his jump.
Man.
That might be a dead tank. Yeah, that's going to be a dead tank.
That tank had a lot of potential, though. Liquid was not cleared from that smoker for a while. In fact, I think the most damage that came from that tank was the smoker. If there was any capitalization on that at all, someone would have went down. But as is, right now, busting out the controller, no one has gone down just yet.
No, but a charge spit does land with a boomer in the...
huge, actually.
Yeah, it was. That's going to make Liquid Sniper slow. Hunter goes in just for a scratch, gets one, cleared right away.
Trying to rush the piano and didn't think of a hit going in right here, but luckily for Defy, they had the perfect combination. Charger spit, close quarters with someone not paying attention. That is a recipe for about 40 HP lost, at least.
Yes, it is. Survivors is going to push back, hold it in the pretty much the meta for this chapter is to hold it in that area, so they're just going to wait there, and it looks like the tank is also going to destroy all the chairs. He's not happy with it at all. Goes for the door next. Let's see if he goes for this door. Yes, he does. He whiffs a punch, though. Looks like he's just going to push in. A one boom actually lands as he just takes a room at about 118 chip.
Yeah, even with that boom landing, they know where the horde's coming from. The only thing booms are going to do right here are blind survivors. And then maybe you can go in as tank and a couple common will leak through because no one's shooting the hallway anymore, they're shooting the tank. But that's about it.
Tank's running down about 70% frustration second pass, so we will see a commit coming in here soon. He does have the ideal support as he had as the first tank had, so he's very happy with this. Fallons are actually coming up with the tank. Tank's at about 50% HP. Jockey to save from Hunter above, Smoker up front. He does get a punch, gets another punch. Gets a whiffs a punch onto Nick. A pull goes onto Rochelle and a pounce onto Nick, which is cleared, and that's going to be the SI support. And that might be the last punch he gets. Nope, he gets one more onto Ellis.
Might get
one
two.
more.
Oh
no. Oh nope, that's going to be it.
Yeah, had to stumble off those rails there.
Still, it's a lot of damage coming out. And it's going to put their health bonus on the pickup really low, probably just at about 500. Actually, no, it went up. Actually,
I do apologize.
well, we'll have to wait for the pickup to see what it exactly is. That's at 605. It's not too bad, but we're going to see it go down when these pills are popped.
Yeah, unlike Defy, Bust has the disadvantage of not having any extra pills right now. Defy did, so they need to make sure they cut down all of these hits right here and fast so nobody goes slow and they can try to run through this haunted mansion, if you will, as fast as possible.
Boomer Spinner do sack last, so they will get another quad attempt. This is a difficult map to get quads on, but anything is possible. Survivor's going to push through as fast as they can. They know it's going to be probably best for them on this map to take quads because everything is so close quarters. So it's very difficult to land. The quad cap attempt is coming. We have the jockey and the smoker behind, just chasing. Hunter gets shut down. Charger goes out in the front, does land, gets one slam, is cleared, and the jockey and smoker in the back are as well. So minimal damage going out, taking the bonus down to about 422.
Yeah, unless that Charger lands, finding a quad there or anywhere, honestly, in this mansion is pretty difficult. You usually just mainly want a spitter, but Charger being able to land and get a slam does make Eve slow, which is exactly what Defy wanted. Now they're going to be able to get more hits in.
Yeah, so they are going to come up to the next attack, which will be a 2-2. Jockey, Hunter, Boomer, Spitter. It does have potential for a lot of damage. The Spit's actually going to go out with the Boomer in the way. The Boomer stumbles the Survivor out of the Death Spit. So it's going to be minimal damage, but the Spitter's going to hold his spawn and just run forward. It does about 30 damage to the bonus with that attack.
Yeah, that was where, if I remember correctly, Defy pretty much lost all of their health, unfortunately, and they were able to avoid that. And speaking name, still has a lot of permanent health, 85 health to be exact. There's only one hit left. RNG is going to be cut down as that Charger. Smoker really doesn't have much of a prayer here, is going to be killed relatively quickly. And yeah, Bustin is going to limp their way to the save room here.
They do make a save room with a decent, not too bad of a bonus, which brings their chapter score a little higher than the other team. Not as much as they probably wanted, but they do get a 1068. So now it's 27-15, 21-48 in favor of Defy. On the away server, too. So they have to be very happy with what's going on right now.
This is approaching dangerous territory, though, for Bust, because this is their home server, so they really need to, at the very least, tie this game, and then hope they can sort of stitch something together as a team coming up when they're the away team to be able to pull this one out, because if the score stays as is, about 600 points away, this is going to be a really tough hill to climb.
Yes, it is, especially when you're no longer on your home server. It's going to be much difficult to make up any points there, because it's much more difficult to handle attacks. You got to clear common a little more. But we are going to see a ready up here. We're not going to have a spit attack in this hallway. It's going to be a Boomer, Hunter, Charger, and a Smoker. So I'm curious to see where they're going to hit here, as there is no spitter. If they're going to wait for them to come out, actually they're going to go in early. The pole goes forward, Charge goes up the stairs, lands, but doesn't get a pound. A 2-boom from under the stairs, and the Hunter does land for a little bit of damage. About a little more than 23 damage on the board. Not too bad, but you probably want a spitter for that opening attack, so it's unfortunate they just didn't have one.
Yeah, everything landed there, which for that specific hit on that stairwell without the spitter is about as much as you can ask for. That 23 damage is certainly not bad for a hit that's probably not going to do much more than that exact number. So not too shabby. They do get the spitter this time around, and they do have to hang out in this sort of little mini battle arena for at least a little while and wait for this gate to get open. All of the campers are going to come from the same spot, trying to work together to get one person in the corner, and the spitter is going to spit on Solitude. So that's about as classic of a Left 4 Dead 2 hit you can find. All three cappers trying to work one location, get one survivor into a corner, and then let the spit throw for spit do her thing. That's exactly how you draw them up, MK.
Yep. About 10% off the bonus. Not bad for an attack. They probably wanted a little more, but it was good clears. Actually, the attack's going in. The Boomer gets popped. A Pounce lands in the hallway for a little bit. Smoker misses, and the jockey is just bullied and then shot in the face. Just a jockey's life. That's how it is.
Oh yeah. As the jockey, you either get Miracle M2'd or you get M2'd 5 times and still manage to land. That's basically how that goes.
I love the M2 when they're not looking at you, when they're behind, when you're coming up from behind and they hit you. That's the best.
Or when you spawn as a jockey and you know you're not making noise and walk 20 miles to get someone who can't hear you. That's also the best feeling.
We are going to have the attack come out here. Hunter's actually going to come from the front. Charger comes from the top, misses. The pounce goes in the back for quite a bit of damage with the spit. That's some pretty good damage onto Coach. So about another 10% off the bonus, down to 68% pre-tank.
Yeah, that was a really good spit right there. As a spitter in a pretty good spit location, you always have to decide sort of like as quick as possible whether or not you're going with a charger or going with a hunter. But Spitter was able to see Hunter land right away, able to get the job done. Very good job to get that damage onto Nick.
Indeed, we do have a little bit of a choke coming up. They're actually going to attack at the top of the ladder. Ellis is up by himself, does kill the charger. Jockey and Smoke are up top and not committing. It was a quad cap attempt. Hunter coming in from the back, lands, gets cleared. A pull and the Jock lands on the same survivor, unfortunately, and that's cleared with minimal damage. Does take about another 5% off the bonus, though, plus all the commons getting their punches in, so it is chipping away.
We are pretty much past the point here where we can worry about insta-kills, though, and you have to imagine that Bus really would have liked that. For the most part, Defy's health is still not too shabby, and Bus, knowing that they need to make something happen this chapter, or they're going to be in a really bad position, this tank needs to wipe. And the tank is going to be in the hands of Liquid, so he needs to find a way to pull this one out of his hat.
Indeed, he does. A one boom does go well. Oh, he lands a rock from pretty far away, but he elects to retreat. But survivors are going to push him.
Oh, these survivors are angry.
Yeah,
angry that he got that rock.
His rage meter's going down fast, though, because he did land that rock early, so there was no grace period. Oh, they push forward. The Horde is going to non-stop come in now. They actually went too far forward, so it's like there's a non-stop event.
He's going to die.
Yes, he is. Hunter lands, but it does get cleared. Jockey lands, gets cleared. Okay. He's already at 2k HP.
Missed that one punch.
Yeah, he does miss. He lands. Oh, he gets a log, but it's not an in-cap log. It does take 48 damage, though. But he's dead. They killed him, Amethyst.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's good damage. It's just sort of we're in a position right now where Bust really needs
get the bonus still,
a miracle. Though. Yeah, exactly. They're in a situation right now where like Bust is looking to like tie maybe, and that's not where you want to be.
The SI actually, I think what they should have done here is killed the Spitter or kill the Boomer off, because at the end here there is an extra tank that can spawn, so they should hold their SI to stop the survivors from getting there. Unfortunately, it's not been cut out, this tank, for some reason, so they can use this to their advantage, and it looks like they might actually do that. It should spawn any minute when they go past the final graveyard, the gravestones. And there it is. It does spawn. SI's attack is coming in. Smoker's coming from the back. Does get a pullback. Hunter does land as well. Oh, the Charger didn't take him. Tank's going to get there, though. I think 3 are just going to get on. They're just going to leave him.
Yeah, at that point you have to. So Coach is not going to be able to make it to New Orleans, but the rest of the survivors will get on that boat, and Defy are going to be able to make the chapter. 3,512 points.
No, actually, their health bonus needs to be manually added because there's a bug on this finale.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought I was seeing things at first, so I didn't want to mention it.
I do believe they have about 3,800, if I remember correctly. They did have 1 survivor die and 3 make it on. I'm not quite sure exactly what it was.
I don't know. Vanille's smart. She'll do that.
We have fast readies up again. Again, the opening attack with no Spitter. And the Hunter's going to pre-spawn on the bottom of the stairs. And the Boomer under the stairs is pretty much as a meta attack for here. And Coach is going to watch it. Attack coming in. Charger comes from the front. Does land. Is cleared without a pound. Hunter also lands on Coach. Doesn't get any damage, though. And the Boomer stumble, but nothing else is going to go out there. Just a little bit damage onto Coach and Nick. Ooh! A meat shot onto Rochelle. Rochelle just lost, oh my gosh, 8 health.
Yeah, it's about as meaty as meat shots get, basically, around there. Which is unfortunate, because they took only 10 damage, whereas Defy took 23. Now that just bumps up to 18.
Yeah, fortunate for them, but the SI attack is up, so see if they attack now. But it looks like they're going to go in. Wall kick attempt does miss. Hunter gets skeeted. 2 charge goes out. but the spitter pre-spit not in the right area. Actually, no, I think it did hit on Nick for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. If that pre-spit spit a little bit more forward, though, towards that corner, that could have potentially been devastating.
From doing about 15 damage to probably about 80 damage, that would have been the difference from that. It's kind of mind-blowing how much a little bit can do. But the next SI attack is about to come up, which is a 2-2. A Hunter and a Smoker with the cappers. Pole goes out, double cap lands. Boomer's not able to land on anything, and the spitter does spit on the pounce guy, so it's pretty good damage going out for a 2-2.
It's weird, too, when you think about the fact that Bust is the team that landed the quad cap this game, because Defy's SI has just been so much more in tune with these double and triple caps. It just seems like you turn around and one member of Bust is capped, and so is another one, spit goes out, and then the damage has just been piling on, and that's one of the reasons why they're winning on their away map.
Exactly. 3 attacks and 26% of their health bonus is gone already. And they had a 2-2 for one of the attacks, but they were seeing a quad cap attempt coming in here. Actually, the pull and charge land on the same target. Hunter gets skeeted, and Jockey is landing forward, and the Smoker's just going to run for a respawn. So again, not too bad damage goes out there for a quad cap, about 6% off the health bonus.
Yeah, it was a classic case of a Hunter being a decoy, bouncing off the walls, and it seemed like everyone on Bust was looking at that Hunter. Meanwhile, the Jockey and Charger are able to spawn from the back and get some damage in.
And Survivor's pushing forward up to the ladder before the insta-kill, but they're actually going to attack sooner than that. If one boom goes out and a pole goes forward, the pole is cleared. Hunter still has not landed. He actually lands in the pre-spit. They do not kill the spitter. Actually, they do. Quite a bit of damage goes out on the Nick, taking Nick all the way down to 41 HP.
Yeah, Bust is looking worse than Defy did at this point, with 2 people being slow. Liquid is going to pop pills, however, and they are approaching this Defy tank. Not sure how they're going to take it. I don't know if Defy pushed that tank earlier because, hold on, someone is getting jockeyed to Neverland over here. What is going on? Speaking name just lost all of his health with that jockey. I was in like free spec moving to the spot where the tank is going to spawn, and I just see someone getting silhouetted and jockeyed for like years and years to come, not getting cleared. That's unfortunate. That's even more damage. Speaking name had 2 pop pills right there. Fortunately, does have more pills in hand right now. It does look like Bust is answering my question, though, and they are going to be relatively aggressive during this tank fight, which can be pretty dangerous. Defy is missing 1 special infected right now. Is going to eat a rock. Liquid in a bad position there. Tank is going to start to roll in. Smoker going to go for someone a little too far away there. Now the Smoker's going to be stranded out front. Jockey is almost dead. The tank is going to be able to get 1 punch as the Charger unfortunately whiffs on 2 people. That's going to be pretty much all for the infected, except for this Pull, who almost gets a Survivor in a location for the tank to get a punch in. Abandons him, is going to whiff a couple times on Nick, and is going to whiff the turnaround.
Oh, hell no.
Not a terrible amount of damage coming out from Defy there, but that was a pretty good job by Bust to shut down and dodge those hits.
Yeah, it looks like no long arms for the SI. It looks like more like he had the T-Rex arms, which, you know, could go either way. He must have super glued his thumbs to his nipples and ran around like a fool. So he doesn't land anything. A 1 boom does go out. 2-2 setup is what it is, but it looks like the SI are going to hold, as they know about that 3rd tank spawn. Any
Analogy or idiom that includes the word nipples can never be not funny. It's just a great word.
Hunter's still electing to pounce around, taking a little bit of chip. Looks like the Survivor's just waiting there. Attack's going to come in. A charge actually lands forward. 1 pound goes out. That might be an in cap, but 2 pounds go out. Oh, they do get the clear. A lot of damage, though. Bonus already down to 312. Almost the same as what the Team Defy's team was, with only 3 survivors.
Yeah, it's now just a question of who can make it on this boat, if anyone can make it on this boat, because Crasher is sitting at about, like, what, 4 health right now? I mean, The only person who has permanent health is Eve. Speaking Name doesn't have permanent health, but is fast. Liquid doesn't have a lot of health either, so they're just kind of slowly taking this one in stride, waiting as long as they possibly can so this tank doesn't spawn. Actually, wait.
It does. That's so big.
I don't think there was a... I don't think Bust communicated what they were going to do there. Speaking Name run towards the boat, and the only person on their team who actually has health bonus, Eve, is nowhere to be found. It sort of looked like Eve turned around and looked at Speaking Name and went, oh no, and then sort of went back to the rest of their team. Oh no! He missed the boat!
He fell in the water.
No! You can't let that happen! You made it! You made it all the way to shore! Oh my god.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll have to actually add up the scores to get the correct score for the first half. But that will be the first home round of the home and away server. And
Yeah,
they do have a pretty decent lead for playing on their away game so far for Team Defy.
this should be about a 900-point lead for Defy, which is rough. It's rough to lose that round, first of all, I think, if you're Bust, because you're already sitting at a deficit. But mindset-wise, you have to think that they were ready to pull out all the stops to try to at least tie the game or make it close, and now you're down by even more. After the last 2 rounds, it started to feel like you were chipping away at the score that you sort of set for yourself Chapter 1. That sucks, and it really sucks that they're down this many points because of an AI tank, because of somebody trying to do a little too much with a tank on a chapter that probably they're not super familiar with because it is a created map. That has to sting a little bit to be down by that much for, you know, an AI tank. Nobody wants that to happen.
No, they definitely don't, but it is good to see that they are going to still play the other half, because sometimes if people are down a bit on their away server, they don't want to go through it, so we are going to see the second half come up in a little bit. I do believe they're going to take a small... Are they taking a little bit of a break, Vanille, or are we just going to jump right into the second
I
half?
think we're just gonna jump right in. But
Alright, cool. Cool.
Okay.
Well, just give me 1 second at this. I'm going to go grab a drink real fast, and I'll be right back while we load in the next server.
Alrighty. Very cool. Little bit of a drink. Little bit of a drink sounds good, actually. Vanille, are you still there? Vanille's not there either. I've been left alone. That's okay. I'm glad I was able to get here before the game actually really started. Sucks that I wasn't able to see that tank come in for Bus side. It's really frustrating because I've had that happen to a lot of people before. Chapter 1, that map. Usually it's pugs, doesn't matter as much as a tournament does, but to see somebody go AI there because they were messing around with a hittable really stings, especially because that tank can do quite a bit of work by itself. A lot of good spawns there for SI. A lot of good spots for the tank to hide, whether it's high ground or low ground in those trees. A lot of good commit spots for that tank. That is not a tank where you need a hittable to be successful there. And to see that tank go to waste and get hit with about a 1k point deficit right off the bat, yeah, that really stings. And that's really unfortunate. Hopefully Bus can find a way to turn it around. Make it relatively close. I have to imagine they're probably going to be going in with a couple different strategies, especially when it comes to specific tank fights and where they're going to take tank fights and where and how the tank is going to commit. But they do have the potential. I know a lot of these players have been playing for a long time. I know Liquid has been an Xbox player for the longest time, came to PC recently, hence busting out the controller. Not too familiar with Defy, not too familiar with them. I don't recognize any names right off the bat, but what they've been able to do has impressed me so far. We've been seeing like 140 to 240 ping, and they have made very short work of Haunted Forest, a map that its length and a lot of its like really sort of interchanging, because Haunted Forest is one of those maps where it feels like there's a lot of good spots for infected hits and a lot of good spots for survivor play with a lot of like spread out areas where it's hard to get infected hits. It's a very back and forth map and can be very tiring at times to change up strategies there because it always feels like you're having to do different things. And Defy made short work of it. They did a good job adapting. The only part where I sort of felt like they sort of struggled was that one part where Bus tried to take that tank back second chapter and nobody really knew what to do. I think if they actually hit there when that happens, if they decide to do it again, that's devastating. That's why you usually don't like to go back to that church. But yeah, other than that, Defy did a really good job.
Indeed, as I have returned, and they will have the lead coming up into this next map, and it is their home server, so it's exactly what you want to, where you want to be if you're the team going in with the lead on an away game like that. So they're going to be very happy.
What are you drinking tonight, MK?
Iced tea.
Oh, nice, cool. I haven't had iced tea in a while. I definitely prefer iced tea to hot tea, but I'm not really a tea person.
Yeah, I try to stay away from. I like soda too much, but I'm trying to stay away from it. So tea's not much better, but it's better than soda. It's no fructose corn syrup, so it's better than that shit. Or crap, sorry. Keep it PG.
I've been drinking a lot recently when it comes to alcohol. I need to sort of slow down. I've always been pretty good at like controlling how much I drink. Like I never really go overboard, but my like cap for how intoxicated I get is a little too much for the normal person, so I needed to sort of pull back on how much I drink. But I was thinking about drinking a little tonight because work today was tough and I have a headache, so maybe gonna drink tonight, maybe not. I haven't decided yet.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with living a little.
Yeah, I just need to pull back how often I do and how much I do. Vanilla, you drinking with me tonight?
Water.
I think I was with
water, beans, and carrots.
That's what she lives off of. I think I was with Chunk where we were talking about alcoholic beverages, and then I asked Vanilla what her favorite drink was, and she said chocolate milk.
Can't argue with that. It is a good drink.
I feel like chocolate milk is sort of one of those beverages where in order for it to be good, it has to be too unhealthy.
Just like if you get a Philly cheesesteak. If you get a Philly cheesesteak in a paper bag and you take it home and there's no grease on that bag by the time you get home, that ain't a Philly cheesesteak. I'll tell you that right now. It's an imposter. Whatever you're getting is not a cheesesteak. Just like when people order a pizza and they order a pepperoni pizza and then they complain about it being greasy. I just want to slap that person in the face for being such a moron because it's pepperoni pizza. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to sweat. It's what it does. It's just common sense.
Let me hit you with a little something we did in high school, and I want your opinion on it. So back when I was in high school, they served pizza at the cafeteria, and I pretty much ate a piece of pizza every day because the other lines were always super long. And so I ate a piece of pizza every day, but the pizza was really greasy. And one of my friends told me that if I put, because they have a little salad bar by the pizza place. And what I mean by salad bar in a high school sense is they have lettuce and sometimes there's carrots in there. That's what high school thinks the salad is. So they said if you put the salad on the pizza and eat the salad on the pizza, it tastes good. And I was like, that's bullshit. And so I went and I got the pizza and I put the salad on the pizza and it was like good. Like I basically just ate lettuce on top of a pizza. It was so greasy. It like, I don't know, it worked. I don't know how to explain it.
So you're trying to tell me that your school invented pizza salad?
I invented pizza salad in my school.
Okay. I'm just trying to
Don't
clarify.
you give my school any credit. Trying to clog our arteries by the age of 20. I'm the one who fixed the situation. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm telling you, I never heard pizza and salad in the same sentence, but there's always a first time for everything, you know?
Yeah, it's either pizza or salad. I would never...
Perfectly logical.
I would never get a salad from a pizza place, though. That's sacrilege.
I agree.
As far as I am concerned, I like a good salad every now and then, but if we're ordering pizza, I'm getting pizza. Like there's not I don't care if you're like, oh, I got pasta and wings. No, I'm getting pizza from the pizza place. That's what I'm eating tonight. Thank you.
If you had to pick one, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, or Domino's, which one would you pick? You had to pick one of those three.
This is difficult for me because for the longest time I've always thought Domino's was really bad, but I've had it recently and it's okay. It's been all right. I went over to my friend's house recently and we had pizza from Domino's and it was pretty solid, but I think Papa John's is probably the best cheap pizza you can get. Like if we're talking like Little Caesars, Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, all of those, like I think Papa John's is the best one.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm going. And also, to live up to the name, it's also Left 4 Dead's pizza, because there's been quite some war rooms that are very entertaining involving Papa John's.
Really?
What?
Yes, they're with Ducatel, Team Ducatel back in Left 4 Dead 1 days. There's some good footage on that, which we'll definitely have to share. And then keeping reference to that, my team did it back in 2016 when they came into our war room. I actually ordered Papa John's and they came at the door at the same time. I was the tank. And they went into our war room and I said word for word, "Come on, I can smell the Papa John's, let's go." And actually, and the funny thing about that is Intel was the tank. And back then the tank would pass and he committed his tank while it was passing and they still ended up getting the wipe and winning the game, which is very hilarious, which is what makes the war room even better.
Alright, let's do it. Join in on Vanilla.
Yeah.
As the
All
master says, the minions do.
Ready?
Indeed. Better have your donations of beans and carrots.
Have a question you want to ask Vanilla? Make sure to text her at 555-CARROT. She'll answer all your Left 4 Dead question needs. Whether it's a question about the game or about streaming, Vanilla's got your back. Don't actually do that. I don't know who's going to answer the phone. Don't actually. Please don't do that.
Well, actually, back on the first game, before we started the first game, I was explaining to anybody who has ever played Left 4 Dead. What is that? Did you hear that?
Yep.
All right. Well, anybody.
No.
What is going on?
I think one of the survivors have all talk held down where Specs can hear it, and we're hearing him sing, which is
I kind of like it.
I believe that's happening, but
This is well done.
we're actually seeing ready ups about to happen. But as I was trying to explain, I was like, if it goes from competitive Left 4 Dead 2 players, scavenge players, campaign players, you've always had a time where you were playing and you were focused on doing something as Survivor, and one common infected messed everything up. Everybody has experienced this at one point in their time, and I know you have as well. Right, Amethyst? One common just messes everything up. Well, if you like that so much, you can check out Vanille's merch store. She has a one common t-shirt available. Because there's always one common that messes up everything in your life. So if you go to work and you're late, pull out the t-shirt and then cover it back up. They'll let you in without a problem. I guarantee you. So it'll definitely work.
How have merch sales been, by the way, Vanilla? Have people been purchasing? I'm very interested.
People have bought stuff for RBT, especially the mugs. So I've sold like 5 things in like the last 6 months.
Cool. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I would be much more inclined to buy a mug, but I hate coffee. Like, the only reason I ever use a mug is for hot chocolate.
Oh, I see.
How could you not want a one common one? Everybody knows what it stands for. It has such strong meaning in the Left 4 Dead world.
Yeah.
One common. And no matter who you are or what play mode you play in Left 4 Dead, you know exactly what it means.
There's another person who plays Left 4 Dead 2, pretty recent YouTuber. I think his name is Wow. I think his name is Wow Such Gaming. I think, and he has a He has a couple Left 4 Dead 2 merchandise things too. I'm always down to support like Left 4 Dead 2 merchandise because this is like top. Okay.
We're getting serenaded again.
Yeah, I pressed the serenade button. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and turn that off. My apologies. Get the game. I actually pressed the start button. Here we go. We have Smoker, Hunter, Charger. I say that, but everybody else is sort of going in right now. So let's go ahead and go over the pings right now because they're looking pretty freaking weird. So Sama is 100 ping. Decritum has 9. RNG has 77, and Solitude is 95. Meanwhile, Crasher's sitting at a solid 226. Eve is sort of bouncing around 141. Liquid is 143, and Speaking Name has 140. So these aren't actually that bad of pings for Bust.
No, it's not, but the SI attack is coming in. Charger, Boomer, Jockey, and a Spitter. It is a 2-2. The Charger does charge from a mile away. Does land, actually. Looks like the Spit miss, and the Boomer gets popped. Minimal damage goes on the board.
Yeah, I think that spit on the tree. That's unfortunate, but yeah, that was an okay hit. Would have been a lot better if that spitter was able to avoid the tree, but that definitely happens. Can't feel too bad about it. Gotta have a short memory sometimes if you're an infected.
Yeah, and especially when you're down like this, you need all the momentum you can get at this current moment. We will have a tank spawning in the hand of Speaking Name. He's choosing to get the car in a better position. This is a lot of what you see when people have higher ping. They do like to focus hittables a little more. I do notice that as I did watch a couple of the game or cast a few of these matches compared to the ones on green ping. Pushing the tank, the car down. He's at about 50% first pass. His support is a Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter. I think they like this, so they're electing not to go in. They're just going to hold this. As he's about to start to second pass of his frustration, we should see him work his tank in as soon as he's ready, and this will be the commit. Pushing the tank up the hill, about 55% rage. Dropping down to 50%. Let's see if he gets a good hit over top of the van. Actually hits the front of the van. Let's see how much he focuses on it. One more punch. Another punch. Okay, he's going to leave it. The pull misses. Nick jukes it over the other side of the fence. He gets a punch onto Ellis forward. A pounce in the back. Oh, it's so much damage. A pull goes out as well. And a jock forward.
Oh, the car missed!
Oh, the car just missed. There's so much damage. I think this is going to be a kill onto Coach right here. Oh, he missed again! Oh,
now he's gotta get out. He can't. I don't know if he hits that car. Does he hit that? I think he hits that car again. That's gonna. He missed again.
No, did he hit it? It did hit. Double hit. It counted as 2 actually. He's gonna get the kill. He does get the kill. Okay. Still at 1500 health. Looks like he's electing just to run away with.
Quite a bit here. That car's not in a bad spot. He just needs some distractions.
Such a good hit. It was so close to being a wipe actually, but they do manage to get a kill.
They look like they're going to try to run ahead. I think running ahead might get them killed here. We'll see what happens. Jockey's going to come from the back. Needs to watch out for that car, which is pinballing around those rocks. Almost gets somebody right there. Rochelle trying to kill the tank. Speaking Name only has 155 health. Jockey is going to land. Meanwhile, one survivor is way in front by himself. I don't know if he knows his teammates are behind him or not. Speaking Name is going to try to chase after him, but Nick is just out of there. Nick
what is happening?
Running. I think it's actually going to work though. It's extremely dangerous, but I actually think that's going to work out for them. Either way, Speaking did a pretty good job with that tank there. Unfortunate how many car hits it took, because I think if that car lands one more time than it didn't, he escapes with like 2,000 health instead of like 500.
Yeah, I agree as well. But the attack's going to go in, pull up is cleared immediately. A Hunter goes in, is skeeted. Spitter gets killed as well, and the Jockey does land by itself. Getting quite a few ticks of damage, actually. But they will have a 3-1 with the Boomer for the next setup, minus the Jockey. Bonus is down to a 437, containing 208 in health bonus and 179 in damage bonus. And since they do have 2 set of pills, they got 50 points worth of that. Boomer's actually going to spawn, but just gets popped right away.
Yeah, not too many extremely dangerous spots when it comes to infected coming up for the rest of the map until the very end, until they get to that ladder. So they can certainly, if they work together as a team, make it to that point. But I would not be surprised if this team were to lose all their bonus or just die before the safe room, because that last hit is so devastating.
Attack is going to come in here. The smoker actually gets cleared immediately. Charger got stuck in the bush and just charges from far away, while the hunter gets shut down with spin on to nothing. Actually, I don't think there was any no damage went on the board from that attack.
A little more patience right there would have been really appreciated for the infected. As soon as they spawned, the survivors just started backpedaling, but the infected went in anyway. I think if they actually wait, survivors have to come commit that way anyway, and they're hidden in the trees. That probably would have been a lot better for them than letting the survivors control their hit.
Yeah, they are making up some good ground here. They're slowing down a little bit to clear the common out here, as there is a little bit trickling in. Looks like the SI are electing to wait on the outside. They have a tri-cap with the boomer, minus the charger. So not too bad of an attack coming out here. Let's see if they can land the tri-cap and wipe him. The pull is actually going to go for it. A long pull. It does land. A double cap goes down. But the jockey... I don't know what the jockey was doing.
Yeah, jockey opted to go for scratches there.
Instead of landing the tri-cap.
Yeah.
I don't know about that amethyst.
Yeah, at the very least as the jockey, because once you know the jockey is there, trying to get that pounce, unless you're lucky, can be pretty difficult. But at the very least, Rochelle has a shotgun. You use that jockey to back her up so she can't clear the hunter. But you're just scratching the hunter. Like, you're not even something that she's afraid of at the moment.
Exactly, and it didn't slow them down at all, as they're going to be able to take... Actually, no, they don't take the choke. They could have taken it. But they are going to have a full attack for the bottom, which is going to be very hard for us to see when they go down here. So we'll try to call it the best we can. And they do have a quad cap attempt. Oh, he hung himself.
I don't know if that... I don't know if they're going to attack, but it's pretty funny.
I didn't even know that was possible. But they will have a quad cap for the bottom. And it looks like all the SI are at the bottom, if I remember correctly. It's not going to be able to get the wipe. Oh, Jockey's the only one up top.
God.
Fist City on the bottom. They get it in cap. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a quad attempt. But I had a spitter. I don't know why I had that on my HUD. That was weird.
Nick fell up top too?
Nice.
I believe so. What is happening? Charger is almost dead. Just going to die.
They're having some trouble keeping their balance. It's weird too.
It's so hard to see in here.
Yeah, I kind of opt just with first-person perspective. And trying to watch a survivor just look around and kill the special infected is like something straight out of a horror movie.
Well, final attack's coming in here. The hunter's pouncing around, just getting chipped, and eventually gets killed. Pole goes out, not landing onto anything though, and one boom. But survivor's gonna make safe room, and that will be their. They do make their home server. They make the safe room with 3 survivors. They were able to get 1 kill, busting out my controller, so not bad for them. But they have a 679 bonus for their first chapter. Not bad for their home server with only 3 survivors.
Yeah, but one unfortunate separation from Defy's side, and already they're down a teammate early on. Good job by them to actually make the safe room. Something I've noticed about Defy is that sometimes as a team, they split from each other pretty hardcore. I feel like that's happened like 3 or 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 times on both games. But they hadn't really paid for it until whoever died that round on Defy's side. Really was the only person to really eat any sort of punishment from the separation there. Because even Nick was running forward too, and we were like, "What is he doing?" But he didn't get punished for it.
We are gonna have attack come in. The boomer actually rocket booms by itself at the beginning just to get popped. And looks like the SI are just going to spawn all around them. Hunter, Charger, and a Smoker all pre-spawning. They're going to go in. The Hunter lands, but gets cleared right away. Charger charge from the mountain, but not able to land on anything. It's getting fists on the pole guy, and that will be the attack shut down. Actually, that's about 25 damage on the board.
Yeah, I feel like,
I mean. It's not bad.
That's easily the most damage we've seen from that hit so far.
Yeah, a little staggered of attack. Again, I'm not a big fan of sending boomers in solo. I think it's better to attack as a team to make sure that boom lands, especially when you're playing a high-caliber team as a Team Defy is. Jock is actually going to land in the back for a little bit. Does get cleared. Spit does not spit yet, even though it's pre-spawn. Hunter's up in the mountain on the right. Does get a land onto Coach, and the spit landed on it as well. A couple ticks of damage go out there, but not much. About all the survivors at about 80 health, about 85. Not bad chip pre-tank.
Speaking of tank, this is going to be an interesting fight too, I think, to watch, and especially for Bust. Chapter 1 was definitely their downfall so far in this campaign. That Charger is going to miss by just a little bit. That Charger lands. This is a different tank fight. But this was definitely the chapter that was their downfall. Their tank going AI and then getting wiped right here. This will be a huge turnaround and a big confidence boost, if not only can they kill this tank, which is in the hands of Sama, but if they can do it without taking a whole lot of damage.
Indeed, as they are pushing backwards for the typical tank take by that van. The tank's going to hit his car, get it in a better position. About 50% first pass. Question mark comes out from Solitude for some reason, but he's going to have a jockey boomer and a hunter as his support.
200 pink Shibu. Isn't Shibu a dog? Shih Tzu.
I don't know. I'll just say God bless you. It sounded like he sneezed to me. I don't know what he said, but we'll just leave it at that during the pause. But we do have a pause going out. I don't know if it's a tactical pause or not, but team busting out our controller has a real good opportunity here to make up some points. Oh, they're pausing for the ping for RNGs. They have two people red bar on their home server. That's weird.
That is interesting. I feel like they're playing from... I feel like the server is like Decredum's router, because he has like... he's like 9 ping, like 8 ping, it's like 7 ping, like 6 ping.
Oh my god.
5? This man lives in the computer that's running. What is going on?
Oh, he hits the car over the top, not able to land on anybody. A nice 2-boom goes out. Hunter trying to land on, not getting anything. Oh, the 2 green survivors are capped. Oh, they do. He does get him clear on the 1. Tank's gonna take. Oh, gets a proxy boom onto Coach. He's whiffing a punch. Gets another punch onto Coach. It's gonna be a cap onto Coach. Tank's still at 5k HP. Not a lot of damage yet. He's gonna go after the car while he waits for support to come up. He's gonna retreat for now. Misses a punch on the car. Yep. Oh my gosh! Did you see that almost land on Ellis?
That was super close.
That was so close. Support is coming up right now. Charger is gonna land. Oh, it's gonna be... No, he doesn't land the car hit. 2 cap goes out. Only survivor up is Rochelle.
Rochelle has a hunter to fight on a way ping, and she wins.
Oh, it's such a big speed, but it's so much damage. It's gonna be a death onto Coach for sure. That tank is so healthy, Amethyst. This is gonna be a wipe. Yeah, that's gonna be the death.
Name is dead too. Yeah. Man, this one has just... Because as a team, Bust has been playing okay for the most part. Not great, but certainly passable, except for Chapter 1. Chapter 1 has just not... They have not been able to get it done.
No, but Eve just refusing to get secured by the SI. Shutting down SI after SI. Now he's going to have Common in the tank. There comes that 1 Common into play we were talking about. A little bit more than 1, but he gets death. No, he does not. He gets punched down the hill. Still alive, gathering points for his team as much as he can. Actually, it's going to stop now. It's going to be a matter of time, but he shuts down 4 SI, and the Smoker's going to be the one that gets him. And that's going to be the wipe on the team busting out my controller. They bring their total chapter score on map 1 of their away server to 149.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, like, to lose Chapter 1 again by a big margin, you know, because you see those pings too, and those pings aren't really... I don't think you should really be that distraught by the pings. I think if you're Bust, those aren't that bad. 2 people have, like, yellow bar. Like, I mean, that's not too shabby. So I think you still think you have a chance, and then to lose on Chapter 1 again just must suck.
Yeah, and especially after getting the kill on their infected play, they had to feel real good about it, leaving a lot of opportunity for points to be made up. But unfortunately, just weren't able to get it done. That was a pretty good boom that came out for that tank. And when you're on an away server during a tank fight, the last thing you want to do is eat multiple booms, as it's very difficult to clear the common on high ping.
And unless teams really mess up here, this honestly isn't, in my opinion, a very difficult map. This isn't the open-ended, the open area tank fight, where the log is, where most people do fight the tank, isn't that difficult unless survivors eat like a lot of spit damage in this like cathedral, or they end up eating a lot of spit damage at the end. For the most part, I don't think this map is very difficult. So if Defy is able to play this one just safe and correctly, this is another chapter closer to victory, because I don't think this is the chapter where if you're bust, you expect to really come back.
Oh, they forgot to change the tank, didn't they?
I'm a reload.
Oh shit.
Yeah, tank is at 71%.
Forgot to wait. Was last map the second map or the first map? Is this
Last map.
Last was first. It was the first, yeah.
Oh, because they're supposed to play a tank 40% or below here. Oh well.
Oh, I think they did change it to 35. It was 35. Yeah, it was a normal tank spawn.
Everybody up the ladder.
So we're gonna get a restart here to get the tank set right.
Wait, if you are bust, what is the one moment in this campaign, the rest of the campaign, where you realistically think you can bring it back? Because I don't really see it happening in this chapter unless they hit another quad in the alley, or they just get a lot of good hits early and like a lot of good hits very late. Because like I said, the middle of this chapter isn't that difficult even for the tank fight. So is there a moment that you can think of in this campaign where Bust can really sort of try to push and come back?
I'm going to say this. Well, first of all, probably the opening attack is very big here, especially if you have the opportunity of having a spitter. So I'm going to say the first attack and probably the second one as well. Because I would say, since you know you're going to have a static tank spawn at a certain percentage, you will have an opportunity to get a quad before it. So that's where I think the opportunity is going to come for Team Busting Out My Controller, is getting a good damage attack in and then sacking for a quad before the tank. So there's no worry about a 2-2 setup on the attack following
Everybody
it.
up the ladder.
Like you said, there is really not best places to set up for the attacks on this chapter except for here, which they actually are going to have the spitter, charger, jockey, and a smoker. So let's see what they try to do here. They did have some infected on the bottom last map before they restarted, but I don't think they're going to do that here.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, hits really only come from one place, sort of like up above this stairwell. But if it works, why try to fix it? And that's going to be quite a bit of damage.
Oh.
The charger is just going to chase RNG around, and Deck is even going to eat more damage than Coach did. I didn't even see what happened to Rochelle.
That spit spread was amazing. None of the SI really landed for the most part, but there was a lot of charger fists that won out along with spit. So there was still some decent damage going out there. About 50 free spit.
It sounded like you said Charger Fist, and I thought you were making a joke on my name. I don't know why I heard Charger Fist and not Charger Fist.
That's a new one. Charger fist. The charge actually does land. The charger fist lands and gets cleared right away. The pounce actually goes on to Ellis and gets cleared with an actual triple boom going out. But survivors know this. The attack's down. They're just going to push forward. Try to get this tank up. Yes, it was. That was pretty good.
That charger landing was huge, like you said, but boomer landing there, being able to land a 3-boom outside, pretty dangerous spot to be for 3 or more survivors to be blind right there.
We are going to have a tank spawn up in the hand of Crasher, aka Wax. One boom does go out. Oh, quite a bit of spit damage. Oh, get an in cap.
Ooh.
I don't know if the tank can get there, but stop that get up. I think they're going to get him up. Spitter's not able to delay it. Nope, they're going to get up there. Tank's probably going to commit right away here. Might not be the greatest idea. Support
Yeah,
is
I
not
don't
up. Does get a punch onto Nick, though. He's going to get his corner. Gets another punch onto Nick. He's almost dead already, though. Support's coming up. Charger does miss. Tank at 55 HP, and that's going to be a wipe. I mean, the dead tank, I mean. Not able to get the kill. I don't know about that.
You could
Got it backwards there.
Yeah. Well, what's the opposite of a wipe? Oh yeah, not a wipe. That's
I don't know about that commit, Amethyst. I think he just got a little too big-eyed on that in cap and thought he could get it, but just got mowed down and killed.
Absolutely. That's one of the big parts of being a higher level.
Two cap in the back. That's some great damage going out.
Yeah, this is going to be a big hit for Bust right here.
A lot of damage going on the board. That was a great second tank by them. A lot of damage going out.
Yeah, a really good 2-cap in an area where you don't really see a lot of really good 2-caps. So that was definitely much needed. But like I was saying, Crasher's eyes definitely lit up there when that one person's going down. But you have to recognize the fact that your entire team is down, and you have to be able to time that mentally if they're going to be able to get that pickup, or if you can actually work off it. Because if you can't work off it and no one's there to help you, you're just dead.
No, but the jockey goes in, gets shut down. Hunter gets melee skeeted, and the charger doesn't land on anything and gets shut down. Nice melee skeet coming out. Survivor just going to press on. Bonus set at 333 at the moment. They still have about 40% of the map to go through.
And Solitude still has perm health. They still have quite a few hits to worry about, though. Dangerous one coming up here with the spitter, although they don't really have a good capper with this spit, so let's see what they do with it. Maybe the Boomer is going to try to assist in some way. Oh! The car alarm has been activated here in the back.
Actually, on this campaign, I think that could be deliberately done, because if you hit the car alarm horde and get forward, look at where all the commons spawn out of that house. So
okay,
there will be no common infected that spawn in front of them, as if we go ahead now, it is completely empty. There is nothing. Okay. And now when they trigger this event, there's not going to be that many common coming from the front as well.
Oh, very interesting. All right, yeah, that made sense, because it looked like that was a weird spot to activate that alarm by accident, so... Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me, and because of it, they're just going to run right through. Decredum is going to pop their pills. Hunter is up in front here, going to miss, but the Charger is not. Oh! And they almost were able to repeat the glory from the last game. Got a 3-cap there for a little while.
But no common.
Yeah, no common. That's
It's all in the back.
Right, yeah.
It's complete strategy by doing that, so all the common funnel behind and they go unscathed.
Did they do that last round?
No, they did not. They saved to do it on their home server. They did not do it this way.
Okay, I didn't think so.
And plus the car was hit, so they didn't have an option. But there is a pounce going out in the front. A one boom gets the third survivor in the line. The jockey lands in the back, but the boomer pop stumbles him off. And a few scratches go out, but looks like actually the jockey's going to try to run away and live to be bullied. Nope, he just gets shot in the face. He's dead. Survivor's at a 99 bonus yet, still going forward. They might have to take one more broken attack, so I think they might be able to almost make it to the safe room, as those spawns are coming up now. It's going to be a Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter, and still a few seconds up for the last spawn. Charger goes up, gets an in-cap onto one, gets an in-cap onto two. Smoker going in for a pull in the back. He does get it, but is cleared right away, and only a Spitter to contest with it. And looks like it goes just, I think, a little bit early there, but just goes for a delay.
Good skeet, though, there by Sama, because if Sama eats that Hunter there and goes slow, picking up these teammates here are going to be a lot more difficult, especially with excuse me, if he allowed Solitude to get hunted, but actually Solitude front is going to get jockeyed. Forget about having him be fast or healthy. He's going to lose both of those options right away, as he's going to lose all his permanent health. So protecting Sama, protecting Solitude there from that Hunter only worked out for just a little bit, as he joins the rest of his team with his temporary health. But either way, they are going to make it to the safe room.
Oh, he got to pull out of the safe room.
No, I'm trying to be the hero.
They didn't have any health bonus. I know it didn't mean anything, but Coach gets sacrificed as he goes outside the door. Bringing their chapter score to a 600 bonus and their campaign total to 1279 for Team Defy. It'll be teams busting out the controller's turn to play as survivors. All they gotta do is make it with a little bit of bonus to make up some points, but it's still quite an uphill climb for them to make up the deficit from the first round that they played on their home server.
Yeah, a couple of there are definitely a couple of points there where Defy sort of lost momentum in that chapter, but still were able to make it to the safe room. And right now, they can afford to play safe with the amount of lead they have in both of these games. Oh, the jockey trying to spawn from the back. They're going to hit right away, and they're going to get a quad charge. Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness, that damage, that is over 150 damage on the opening attack.
Says wow, 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 wow.
If that spitter just spit a little bit further back, it would have been much more damage, but how can you complain about that? Jeez, right out of the safe room, they did great damage with their first tank. They're going to get their second tank at about 20 more percent. They're going to push through this church. So much damage on the board.
Yeah, and even with no one being slow from that attack, that just has to feel bad for Bust. The first hit they see, all of them get absolutely knocked over like bowling pins. It's just a power move more than anything else. Like the first hit you see on a chapter, you eat a quad charge. Like that's just bad tidings for things to come, MK.
Yes, it is. Indeed, it was. Even from that last attack, that charger didn't land on anything. Got a fist though. Hunter land for a tick or two with a 1 boom, but they are going to press forward here with another 2-2 setup with the smoker and a charger. Still 7% yet to the tank, so we're probably going to see one more SI attack unless they're going to hold it for the run back on the tank if survivors choose to do that, which they probably are not. Actually, a boom goes out, does not land on anybody. Boomer gets shut down first. Smoker goes in, is dead. Charger and Spitter are up front pre-spawned. Spitter just goes in because he knows it wasn't going to land. And the Charger looks like he's just going to hold himself minus 75 health. You see another quad charge? Nope, okay, he just laid out a charge and gets cleared right away.
Just 2 quad charges almost back to back. At that point, just unplug your controller, dude, seriously.
Yeah, use a mouse and keyboard. You shouldn't be using controllers anyways, you know, but we'll have the tank in the hands of RNG Way. Survivors actually electing to go back. I don't know about this due to how much damage they have taken. Attack is actually going in. Jockey gets M2'd and shut down, as well as the pole is cleared immediately. Boomer actually gets juked out, doesn't land onto anybody. Oh, almost gets popped onto somebody, but doesn't. I don't know about this play. He's gonna still be first pass when he gets to him as well, so they're just gonna have to take another choke point.
Yeah, and I don't really like fighting the tank in this area, especially when it's controlled by a player. AI tank can be a little goofy, as we saw last time, but this is actually not a bad spot for tank fight here. Especially if a boomer is able to land, it can get pretty bad.
Oh, Rochelle electing trying to jump over. Oh, he gets punched up on the ledge above. Ooh.
I've been seeing a lot of that this game.
Yeah, right up top. Hunter and Jockey go in. Jockey lands but gets cleared right away. Hunter gets, actually I think, killed by the tank by mistake. Tank gets an in cap onto one, gets another punch onto another. Charge lands, so much damage going out. Tank's almost dead. Does he get one more rock? No, that'll be the end of the tank, but he gets 2 in caps. And they're going to have to pick survivors up, and they're going to have to pop all their pills, and they're going to be slow for the rest of this map, which is unfortunate for them. That's another thing that sucks about going back on the map. You have to go through it all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a lot of walking. And the chokes here aren't necessarily that bad, except for this one on the stairs coming up. But still, it's just a lot of bleeding. Like, if 3 people on your team are bleeding with no pills,
they found pills. They found pills.
Oh, that's huge. I was going to say, without any pills, I don't even see them making the crescendo right now.
I would agree, but I didn't even realize that there were pills underneath there. They must have found probably both their sets, because I thought they only had 1 set after those 2 in caps. SI attack is coming in. It's going to be a quad cap attempt. Hunter is actually going in, does land a pounce, is cleared right away. Smoker Tongue breaks on another survivor. The charge lands, 1 pound. Smoker lands as well, 2 pounds. Almost another in cap. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have put Coach black and white.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to last much longer as is. He's only got 1 HP right here. Purple outline, not looking good.
No, and if they down him, he'll be black and white, so he's just going to crawl as far as they can. And most likely, they're not going to find any more pills. Spitter's going to try to get the solo cap.
And he is.
Spit does get it. Jockey, Boomer, and a Hunter as the other support, but I don't know if they're going to go in on this. Yes, they are. Hunter's actually going in for a delay. Lands under Rochelle, but they do get the pickup. Jockey goes in, does land under Rochelle as well, but is cleared relatively quick. But that's unfortunate for the survivors, though. They have 1 black and white, 2 incapped ones. No, I mean 1 other survivor incapped. Not looking good. Amethyst, no pills, crawling forward.
Yeah,
I don't know.
By what I said earlier, I really don't see them making the crescendo at this point. I think, and that's a tough pill to swallow. I know it's your away server, and you lost a lot of points in your home server, and that's already pretty difficult. But to just sort of lose that hope and not even be able to make it to the crescendo, I would not be surprised if they didn't make the crescendo if they just said GG. I don't think they're going to, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they do alert the car alarm horde, but unfortunately, for that to work properly, you want to clear the attack first, then hit the car alarm for it, and not have any survivors slow.
Yeah.
So most of the common will actually properly trickle in from the front after this is cleared from the side here. 1 boom goes out in the front. Jockey lands on the boom survivor. Hunter's about to come in with the charger. A 3 boom proxy, but we have a pause as we have a crash. And I think that's the charge of the crash.
Yep, you're right. So yeah, this is all about the end of Bust's second chapter. Not able to quite make the crescendo. Had not a super difficult time with that tank, but a difficult enough time for the tank to put them in a very crippled position. And then they had to sort of walk through a lot of areas. Speaking name, once he got hit by that charger twice, that getting slow that early just sort of spells out disaster for your team when they have that much more way to go.
Especially with an opening quad charge, really sense the momentum for the
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened.
Yes, as we are having to ready up here, there is a pounce survivor. Actually, still pounce taking a lot of damage as all the permanent health gone off a liquid sniper. A lot of damage going out. That's pretty much all of their bonus obliterated. It's all going to be distance from here. As the SI attack is about to come up already. They didn't even go anywhere yet. It's going to be a Jockey, Spitter, Smoker. 3 seconds on the other one. Free Spit gets an incap. A pull goes out, gets an incap. Jockey can end it, but is M2'd and shut down. Actually, he does get out alive with 100 HP. Going in, the Jock does land. They get the pistol clear, and nope, I think that's going to be a wipe. That will be a wipe on the team. Busting out my controller. They will get a total chapter score of 365, bringing their total for 2 chapters, 514.
Yeah, I mean, that's another difficult one to swallow, unfortunately, for Bust. Just not really able to take out that tank in an efficient enough way to justify going back to the church. And unfortunately for them, their tank sort of committed at a bad time. You have to like the idea, obviously someone's down, but you have to recognize the distance of where you're running, whether or not that survivor's going to pick up, and if they do get picked up, do have a play. And the answer to all those questions was the wrong answer, unfortunately. Because of that, it was sort of smooth sailing for Defy, not so much for busting out the controller.
Reload. As we do see a pretty ready up fast here. Attack is going in. Hunter does land, but it's cleared right away. Spit goes on it for a few ticks of damage. The Boomer did not go in. The Spitter died third, so we'll see if we get a sack here, or if the Boomer's just going to elect to hold. Nope, he does sack himself, but he's not able to land on anything. But minimal damage going on the board, just 10 damage.
You know what the ultimate flex here would be after the quad charge is if they spawn both tanks?
Oh, I'm telling you, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
forgot. Did they set the tank? I didn't even realize.
Did they
Can't see
forget
it.
again?
Yeah, I don't have no idea. It's supposed to be 46%.
Oh.
I don't know if they care. I don't know if that's a distance enough for them to really mind at this point.
The tank is in the hands of Liquid Sniper. He's making his way over. His support just came up, which is a Charger, Smoker, and a Boomer. Let's see if they want to sack anything here. Probably not the best support, but looks like he might just roll with it. No, nice rocket boom. He just get a 1 proxy on the Nick. Charger's going to go in too. Doesn't land on anything in a shutdown. And the Smoker's going to hold. But already 400 chip onto the tank. Not bad for the survivors doing that much.
It actually looked like Liquid, and I could be wrong, it looked like Liquid was going to go there with that 1 boom, but then the Charger went in and missed, and so he stopped himself.
Questionable pull forward? I don't know about that.
Because that's...
Now he has no... Now the tank goes... I don't understand. AI tank going in, Hunter's pouncing around above. He doesn't have any spawns. He's just getting kited around, so he's not going to land on anything. Hunter and Jockey are going in. Hunter does land a pounce, but is cleared right away. Did he land it?
He landed a rock. It's actually really... It was like a cover rock, too. But, that rock's going to be all the damage that they get. Yeah, miscommunication. I don't know if Liquid told the Smoker to get an early pull, and the Smoker waited way too long, didn't go in, and at that point you get a Boomer, but it didn't even matter because Liquid didn't have a tank anymore. I don't even know if he was paying attention. I don't think by any means that was on purpose. That was just a brain fart, but a brain fart specifically from who, I'm not sure.
That is true. The attack is going to go in on the run back, pull pounce on the same survivor just to get the charge bit goes out. Puts Coach down to about 52 HP. Not a bad attack on the run back. Makes Coach 3 punches. So they'll have 1 3 punch, 2 4 punches, and 1 5 tank. And I don't think Coach is actually going to pop his pills on this commit. Probably not. Especially since it's on this chapter. It would probably be any other map. You would definitely see Coach pop these pills early. Rocket Boom going in from the front. Doesn't get his rocket. Just dies right away. Charger goes in from the front. Not able to land on anything. And Jockey's just going to hold his spawn. About to go to second pass frustration with the tank in the hands of Vive. Just waiting for his support to come up before he does his commit here. I doubt this one will go AI. Smoker, Jockey, and Hunter as support. Not too bad. Taking minimal chip. Only 1k going in. I think the Smoker misses the early pull. Tank goes in, gets a punch, gets his own corner onto Ellis. 2 punches. 3 punches. Hunter landed but got cleared right away. He's going to take the Hunter target, punch onto Coach. Whiffs his next punch. This nice jump punch onto Coach. Another punch, almost dead. Not bad damage by that tank.
Pretty solid makeup tank right there. I think he had, I think the tank had RNG sort of near the wall there, and Coach tried to get up in his face and melee him, and the the Hunter and Jockey were around the corner to help his buddy, like as if they planned it. And yeah, that was pretty solid damage. Unfortunately, the tank was pretty close to getting Coach in the safe room, and if that happens, that's a lot of extra damage potentially, but just barely missed that opportunity. But still, not a bad makeup tank for the one that went eye before it.
Indeed so. Actually, the SI attack is about to come up. Charger, Smoker, Spitter, and the final spawn coming up in 2 seconds is going to be a Hunter's. Good damage. Charger leads the attack, is not able to land, gets shut down, and looks like the rest of the other SI just were not ready yet. They elect not to go in. Another broken attack, a little staggered, coming in 1 at a time.
I don't mind. Oh, go ahead.
Just there's a little weird. They're coming in 1 at a time, and the Hunter's actually chasing him from behind. I don't.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, good call out. That Hunter's just like a duckling trying to follow behind his just walking behind, trying to catch up with his family. Is it going to be able to land on Ellis eventually? What I was going to say is I don't mind the Charger going first there in a tight quarter if they think they have the charge. Because obviously it's a lot easier to hit that early charge there than it is a more open area. But I don't know if I have the same opinion on that if the team has high ping, which they do. So I think you have to play a little more high ping oriented if you're in this situation, which you are.
Indeed, as they do have their final attack coming up. The Charger gets a charge on the last survivor, but is cleared relatively quick, as well as the Smoker. A one boom goes out, and the Jockey gets shut down, and that's actually the last attack. They will walk into the safe room with a good bonus.
Pretty good charge there at the end, but an even better clear by the survivor. And yeah, like you said, that's a really good bonus. That's one of the most solid chapters from Defy we've seen this game, and they've had a couple really solid chapters. Definitely a couple moments here and there where I think Defy have made mistakes, but all in all, they've done a really good job working as a team to just do what they need to do to get the job done. They haven't done anything super flashy or out of the ordinary aside from the quad charge we saw. Other than that, they've been playing just pretty. They've been playing a pretty good game of baseball, MK.
Yes, they have. I mean, they scored 13-16 on that chapter. They did more than double their chapter score in one chapter after playing two. They can definitely be happy with that. But they are going to have a 2-2 setup. They're going to have to deal. They're going to use against the survivors here. Smokers actually get a pre-spawn. Hunter goes for a wall kick, gets skeeted. The pull goes out into Ellis, and then Ellis, I think, jumped to spit for a little bit more damage. But just about 25 on the board. Not too bad for a 2-2 and opening setup. Smoker chose to keep himself, though, but only 51 HP.
Can't imagine him trying to go in by himself. They're probably going to wait for the rest of his family to get their spawns up. Actually, he's going to go in a little early.
Yeah, the Charger does miss, and the Smoker also fails to do the cover as he tried to pull that last survivor back. Jockey's just going to go in and try to get a little extra damage. Does land, I believe, gets 6 more damage on the board. Not too bad. But he's going to have a Boomer, Hunter, and a Charger, I think, for support here. It might not be exactly what he wants.
This is one of those situations, though, where as a tank, all you really have to think to yourself is, okay, all I need to do is not go AI, and I'm already on a better track than the last tank. Oh, and oh my
rock!
God, he is able to hit that rock onto Ellis.
Oh, not able to sneak that rock.
Yeah.
What I see a lot of teams here as the ideal setup, you probably want a Hunter and a Smoker. As he is going to be a tank commit here. Charger actually lands. Tank misses his first punch. It's a one slam. The Charger is cleared. Tank is going to take that survivor. Hits Rochelle a second time. Now gets the in cap. About 2,500
good
HP.
smoke.
A pull forward. A double cap goes out. Only one survivor left.
Hunter.
Another survivor up top.
Today. Our top is still Gage.
The tank's getting punches. Still 1,200 HP. A lot of damage going out. Second cap. Might be a dead tank. Oh, he gets another in cap. Only one survivor left. And this is going to be a dead tank. Reloading, and that's it. But he still has two SI to deal with while he gets a pickup. A Boomer and a full health Jockey.
Trying to time it. As long as he's going to land.
Is he going to get the safe room or getting the clear? Oh,
they got the clear.
Oh, they got it. What a clear. What a clear.
Absolutely clutch. I don't care where this spitter spits. He is not going to be able to solve this problem by himself. Super, super close call there for Bust. But either way, what an amazing, amazing tank by Deck right there. That, not a whole lot do we see 3 downs by the first tank on this chapter. But just really...
Oh, a double cap.
Oh, wait.
They got double cap. It might be a wipe. Jockey's just going to take the pull guy. That's it. They're dead.
Is the Hunter dead? Is the Hunter going to die? The Hunters are going to die! They're dead! They didn't even see the second tank!
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, busting out the controller gets wiped right after the first tank.
They need to tank out the game shark, my man. Oh my goodness. They have just been whining.
Well, anyway, back to fighting the tank there. I've noticed probably the best setup that you would like there is you want a Hunter and a Smoker, because I see it very popular for when the survivors chip the tank as he's coming in. The Hunter wall kicks above the safe room, on one of the survivors at the top of the stairs to guarantee a first commit or an easy corner for the tank. So that's probably what they really wanted, but it didn't really need it as he did so much damage. It's 3 in caps.
Yeah, there was a really good pull there at the end. I don't remember who the smoker was, but the smoker was able to set up another knockout for the tank. And then the hunter covered the smoker, which allowed the tank to then go for the hunted guy if he wanted to. So, yeah, all in all, that was just really, really good infected play there for that first tank. And, the only tank they needed was that first one. Yeah, unfortunate for Bust, because this is a pretty solid team they've got going on right here, but they have just not been able to match up against Defy this game.
No, unfortunately not, and especially being on the Way server, it's much more more of a pain to deal with common infected, deal with the ping, your shot's not registering. It takes a little longer to clear out common, so that's got to tack on top of it even more. So they got to feel a little demoralized here, but they'll probably just want to do a good showing here, see if they could wipe them, hopefully try to make the rescue be able to make the game a little closer, as I have played with most of them on the other team before.
Yeah, and I like the spirit to just play this game out. Like you said, I think a lot of teams would get mad here and just sort of shut the computer off. But I think this game is important this early on in the tournament to just sort of like work together as a team, sort of in that sort of competitive spirit and attitude. And even if you're losing, try to work on that attitude and try to just play hard and well anyway, because sometimes you're going to be in situations where you feel like you're going to lose and then you can turn things around. So this is good practice for that. So hopefully Bus can turn things around and win this chapter.
Opening attack coming out is going to be the Boomer gets a 1 boom, Charger's going in, just gets some fists, a pull goes out, and a Hunter scratch, I believe. So minimal damage on the board, just about 30 damage. Without a spitter, again, not much more you're going to get in there.
Yeah, actually quite a bit of damage. Not too shabby for that hit without a spitter. Speaking of spitter, now we're going to get one right here. Once again, they are going to have to wait out this gate for a little bit. We have a spitter, charger, boomer, and a jockey. Not a bad hit for right here. Like little separation with the boomer. Actually, the boomer's going to get popped right away. Forget what I was saying. Charger's going to go down in a heap as well. Quick work. Not a bad first attack from Bus, but then their second attack gets shut down completely.
Yes, it does. I think there was only one scratch that went on the board. That was pretty much it for that one. So survivors are just going to advance. Still sitting at a pretty good bonus after the first 2 opening attacks, as this board is coming up as a Hunter, Smoker, Boomer, and a Jockey. Again, no spitter on this attack, but there's some good separation that can happen here. As the attack is going in, the pounce is going to land in the front. Jockey gets bullied in the back as usual. Not able to land on anything. And a triple boom goes out on the back, which will just slow him down a little bit, but there is no SI support, so survivors are just going to press on.
Not a whole lot Defy needs to worry about at this point. They can just sort of plan on being the victorious team, but still not a reason to try to take your opponents lightly. For the same reason Bust is still playing. Having this sort of like continuous good play is also something Defy probably wants to work on very early on in this tournament, so they're just going to play as solid as possible and not sandbag. Jockey is going to land, and the Charger's going to land. Unfortunately, is not going to be able to take Rochelle forward, but fortunately the spitter knew that. Spit on Rochelle, and that is quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, Rochelle does go about 50% HP, but as soon as she gets up, there was pills at her feet already, so she just doubled up right away, got most of that health back on temp health. So she's just going to press on and go forward. They're trying to get through this next choke. I think that, see if the infected hold for the insta-kill. They're just going to attack right away. Boomer goes out. They don't have the charger anyways. A pull goes out, cleared right away. A jockey on one of the survivors on the bottom, but it's cleared immediately. Here's a little bit of separation damage.
Wow.
A pull and the pounce covers. Going to be a lot of damage. Eddie's boom's getting punched on by Common, so it takes Nick down all the way down to 53 HP. Actually, a pretty good attack.
Yeah, that was really good patience by that Hunter there to not go in too quickly and accidentally get the guy who was getting smoked. Noticed that Defy was sort of taking their time right there, so the Hunter just waited for the right opportunity, and that was a good cutoff. and because of that, that was a lot of damage that Smoke was able to acquire.
Chargers went in, got deleted, Boomer got popped, Free Spit goes out, and the Survivor's just going to push this tank, as the tank has no support right now, except for a jockey wandering around. And it is in the hands of Liquid Sniper, already taken 1k chip. He's going to start pushing in now. His support's actually coming up. He almost gets a death punch onto Rochelle, but doesn't punch up the hill and gets the in cap. He's at about 2,500 HP. Hits the log, and he almost gets it, but doesn't. Hunter gets shut down. Jockey's still around the back. A pull goes out, but it's cleared immediately. Jockey's just jumping around. He gets a hit on the log onto Nick, but it's not an in-cap log. Turn punch onto Coach. Another punch onto Ellis. Another turn punch onto Nick, but that's going to be that tank. A lot of damage actually went out there, but unfortunately, Survivors are going to be able to get all the pickups and probably make the safer, or the rescue vehicle.
Yeah, it's disappointing because, like you said, that is a good tank there, but it's just too little too late. Still, I mean, it's still a very good job, decent job being able to get that much damage right there and not sack that. And take it as seriously as you possibly can. It's just unfortunate we see a tank like that when you already know the scores are basically set in stone.
Yeah, Hunter does get a little bit of a DP onto Coach, but it's cleared right away. Charger's unable to land. All the SI go in, so even if the tank spawns, he's going to be not able to get to the cutoff point, as there's no SI to contest with them getting to the safe room area, or on the rescue vehicle, I mean. Actually, the spawns are going to come up now. The tank's real far away. A pull actually goes up the stairs for a knife, and a chop on the bottom. Actually, it's the kill. He does get a kill onto Rochelle. Oh, but they are going to... Oh, it looks like Ellis didn't make it either. He must have fell off, but either way, they are going to make the safe room and make full distance with a little bit of bonus. So yeah, it's going to be a 33.95 without the extra bonus added on. I did not see what it was, and I can't check after it is, but that's going to be their Survivor round for Team Defy, and we're going to have one more chapter left as Team Busting Out the Controller is just going to try to show some good face and make the safe room or the rescue vehicle for the last chapter of this tournament match.
It's really weird, too, to see a message that says tank 6,000 health is 0% from all survivors. I don't know if I've ever... It's so weird to see that in the chat box.
Yeah, well, you know what that means. Shoot the tank.
Alright, guys. I'm shooting the tank. Come on.
Yeah, if the tank has 6,000 health and you die, there's something wrong.
Am I stuck? Are you seeing the survivors right now? I'm just sort of in limbo here.
I had to manually fly back over here with my camera. I don't know why it does that.
No, I can't even like move. I'm stuck at the... What in the world?
That's weird. My spec cut is not working though anymore. It's decided not to work.
Okay, I recorded demo and now I'm back. I've returned to the land of the living, thankfully.
I still can't see the spec cut, so I'm not gonna really know what SI is gonna be where. I don't know why it's not working. There it goes. Okay, now we're working. Alright, actually the smoker's gonna go in and get cleared, but that was the only SI that was up. And we still have spawn timers on the rest of them. Minimal damage going out. Actually, pretty good damage onto one. Wait, what?
What? Hello?
What is happening?
What is going on?
What?
Did you just get floated into space, too?
Yeah, I was...
What?
There it is again. What is going on?
Vanilla, is it happening to you? Is it not happening to you?
I'm spectating a comment. Third person.
I spectated a comment too!
Now I'm in outer space again. What?
Dude, I'm in space! I'm with, like, zombie Jesus. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm specking comment again. Yeah. Alright, I spectated again. No, it doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. Alright, like, all the audio doesn't work now, either.
Jesus, no!
Try leaving and coming back real quick. Maybe that'll help.
Alright, Vanilla, cast this next hit while we're gone.
Okay, while they're gone, they're just gonna move forward, and the next hit is gonna be a Hunter, Smoker, Boomer, and Jockey. Boomer's gonna go in the attack, not gonna get anything. Smoker's gonna get a pull in the front, just for a few ticks, and Jockey and Hunter are nowhere to be found. Now Jockey goes in.
Thank you very much, Vanilla, my colleague in crime.
There we go. Now I'm back. Okay, we're good now. I don't know what that bug was, but we are good. We are back.
Yeah.
I still don't have a spec HUD, but that's all right. At least I can see what's going on.
I like that though. I was like a common. Whenever the common died, I was just in the sky waiting for the answer from God. Like, all right, what do I do?
Yeah, it was just from common to common. The attack is actually going to come in. Hunter's actually going to go in. Does get skeeted. Charger lands a charge, but the spitter looks like it might cut him up short. It just missed, so the spit does not land. Survivor still at a decent bonus, not too bad for an away server. All of them at about 65 HP. Nick having a hard time climbing the ladder. Alright, there he goes. He manages to get up. Elvis blocking the insta-kill spawn, but they do not have the charger there yet. They do have a quad attempt coming in here. And the Hunter lands. Pole goes after the same target. Hunter gets cleared. Jock forward. Charger lands as well. Tri-cap. That's a tri-cap. Clears the Hunter and goes after the Jock guy. Not bad clears on the tri-cap, but it's a lot of damage that goes on. All the survivors down to the 40 range.
Yeah, really good patience there by that Charger to try to come after the first person who wanted to clear that Jockey. Enough damage to make everybody worried about going slow on Bust, so they are going to be aggressive just like last time. This was really the only Defy tank that really didn't do that well last game, so Solitude is trying to rectify that, going in and pushing. Liquid is going to get launched as soon as that launch hits him as well. Hunter's going to land on him also while he gets launched. Charger is going to land onto Ellis. Take is just going to punch Coach in that corner. The BM Rock as Coach tries to get away desperately, but it's not going to happen. Oh, in the Rock! And then the Rock coming through. This is a circus act right now. Oh my goodness, what a tank to end things. I don't know what the final score is. This game, we have a 3,395 score to 13-12. Defy taking this one handily against busting out the controller. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. MK, I had a really good time watching that one.
Yeah, it was a little bit of some wacky things that happened. I don't know how many times I see Survivor go up on top of the safe room on Chapter 3, but we saw it happen 3 or 4 times, all in the same tournament match on the home and the away server. So we saw some entertaining things that happened today.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I would like to thank you guys for watching this late night edition of a Left 4 Dead 2 tournament game. Hopefully I can catch and cast more game in the future of this tournament, because things are just getting started around here. Don't you go anywhere. A lot of more Left 4 Dead 2 to come through your way. A lot of more games to be played. A lot of more chapters to be seen. Thank you so much, Vanille, for casting this game. As always, a lovely job. Thank you, MK, for casting with me and dealing for my lateness.
Thank you for joining us as well. It was nice having somebody with me as well to join with Neil.
All right, I think we're good here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you buy a 1 common mug from Vanille. I hope you guys enjoy coffee more than I do. And yeah, thank you very much. Stay tuned for more Left 4 Dead 2 action. We'll see you guys later.
Good night.
What is that? It is over here.